welcome to the 17th episode of the Anime Symposium. I'm your host, Andrew, and with me I have Dawson.
Oh, what's up, guys?
And Connor.
Dawson's the birthday boy.
Oh, yeah, it was my birthday recently.
Like last week, and we're celebrating it this weekend. So
yeah, we'll celebrate it this weekend.
we'll figure out what to do about that, and we'll have some...
Wait, did we record? Oh, we pushed this recording back, that's why.
Yeah,
Because this was supposed to be Monday, right?
No, it was supposed to be Tuesday.
Tuesday?
We pushed it back again.
To Wednesday.
On a hot date.
And then till Friday. Wait, when was the last time we recorded?
A long time
It was
ago.
a long time ago.
Like 2 weeks. Not 2 weeks, a week. Over a week. 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks?
Dude,
I feel like it was 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, let's think about this real quick.
So after we finished Anohana, we all had to go to that anti-suicide clinic.
So you mean I have to attend twice? Because I this is the second time I went to...
Wait, did you actually watch it? Oh, you rewatched it? I thought you were going to.
I wasn't going to, and then Connor wasn't going to watch it, so I had to rewatch it with him.
I wasn't gonna watch it, dude. We had like so many days in advance before. Like this was like 5 or 6 days ago,
And he's like, you have to watch it now.
and I was just like, all right, I'll watch 3 or 4 episodes, and then I just finished it off that night, and I was like, okay.
Dude, I still cried.
No, it's not a whole. It's actually not
If you
a.
haven't figured out where you watched Anohana for this week.
If you didn't listen, wait.
If you didn't read the title.
Wait. I published the videos today, and then
We'll just keep the circle going. It works out. Oh,
no, dude, I literally I
you should
published.
have your notepad
Oh yes.
so you don't have to deal with.
Yeah, no, I publish.
Recording.
I publish on the days that we record, not because I mean to do that. It's just because
It just works out.
It's just because with editing times, rendering times, and then not only that, but just dealing with the Wi-Fi here. I'm like
shitty Wi-Fi.
I'm just like, no, last night I left it to publish,
Yeah.
and then I came back, and then I was like, it didn't move.
Literally nothing's happening.
And then I just clicked on the internet, I'm like, the internet's not working.
Fuck this.
I'm just gonna go do it tomorrow. And so I published all the videos today. So it's usually weird where I'm kind of like a week back. But you know what? We still do it weekly. Technically, we do it weekly.
Generally, we're weekly.
Yeah, it's generally weekly.
You don't have to destroy the magic, Andrew. Our one viewer is gonna cry knowing that we don't do it weekly now.
It's weekly. It's just kind of.
Yeah, I mean,
It happens weirdly.
We're not perfect. I'm sorry.
I hate to break it to everyone. We're
No,
imperfect beings.
Actually, aren't we up to like 5 or 6 viewers now?
no.
I don't know.
I keep forgetting, dude. I post on YouTube weekly, and I post on the Podbean monthly. So whoever follows us on Podbean,
It's like, look at all these videos.
they just pop out like 4 every month, because the problem is to do that I usually, to get on the Podbean, I have to go and take the audio from YouTube and cut it there.
We have more people on Podbean. Why don't you just do that weekly and then YouTube monthly?
Because I am just
Because Zoe watches on YouTube, not
YouTube.
Podbean.
yeah.
And we care
We gotta
about
play
Zoe.
favorites.
We
yeah.
care about Zoe.
If you listen, and occasionally Connor listens to us. He was listening to us the other night.
Oh, really?
And he said
That is true, I do.
No, not you. You don't listen to... Dude, I'm the only one who listens to these. No, Connor was laughing pretty hard whenever... But,
Drops.
Yeah, I know.
So besides
friends.
hot dates and the suicide clinic, what did you guys all do this week?
Street Fighter 5!
Street
Yeah,
Fighter 5
Brian's getting
indeed.
hype over Street Fighter 5.
No, I have a lot to talk about later on in our section of there, but yeah, Street Fighter 5 is amazing and everything that I hoped it would be.
Post about how horrible Street Fighter 5 is in the comments. This will be fun.
Andrew will.
I will personally
remotely kill you.
I will
if possible.
personally go and make a comment to reply and just
By
feed the
comment,
fire
he means
and feed
an
the
essay.
fire.
Fan the flames, as they say.
But anyway, let's get in on this. Anohana.
Yeah.
So this week my final week, I decided to do Anohana.
Yes.
And so
That means next week it's Dawson's week.
Next week it's my week, and why I chose what we're watching next week directly ties in to what we
Does
watched
it
this
really?
week. It does. Okay, I'm gonna put this out there really quick.
Okay.
While watching Anohana, the entire time I was highly aware of the fact that all the character designs look to me straight out of High School of the Dead. Which is a weird anime to see the similarity. Like, they're obvious when you look at the character designs, and because of this, I went and I looked up the character designer. He did, I went on my anime list, I was scrolling through, the people who worked on it, and I'm like, I need the character designer, where is he? And I looked, and sure enough, he also did the character designs
For High School of the
for
Dead.
High School of the Dead, and I was like, okay. And watching through Anohana, I was like, there's something else this reminds me of character design-wise, too. I was thinking about it, I'm like, wait, this kind of reminds me of Toradora. And I'm going through and I look through again and I'm like, God damn it, he also did the designs for Toradora. And with that on my mind, as I was watching the last episode of Anohana, I was like, God, I can't end on this. I need to watch something else after this. And I was like, what am I going to watch after this? I was like, okay, Toradora is perfect. I'm going to start watching that. I'm going to have you guys start watching that. We're all going to watch it. And we're going to feel better about ourselves.
So I'm going to guess that you felt as saddened by
Anohana.
Anohana.
Anohana was good. They did a good job with it.
It's a good job. It's a good.
I cried.
No,
Okay, I take back the suicide thing. Not even death can save you.
no.
That was like,
The message.
that was such a
No, this is the recommendation section.
sad show.
Okay.
It has
Okay.
The premise
a
of
lot
Anohana,
passing.
Oh, wait,
for
wait,
those who
no.
don't know,
I just want to make a little comment. That's exactly like if you look at Digimon designs, the SMT guy who designs all the stuff for Shin
Yeah.
Megami Tensei is the same guy who does Digimon.
designs. God damn it!
It's like, oh,
It's like, oh, look at that.
Okay.
Who would have thought?
But that's just
yeah,
a fact.
off the subject of character designers and the thought
so
that
we watched
Actually,
Anohana.
talk about Anohana.
yes,
now.
as we were saying, the general concept of Anohana is an accident happens
When they're young, when a bunch of kids are young.
a group of 6 friends are very young. An accident happens, and as this is pretty much as you figure out by the end of the first episode, so this isn't spoilers.
Yes.
Spoilers.
The white-haired girl dies. Rip.
And she
I
comes
know.
back as a ghost.
And
Or does she?
dun,
Could just be
dun,
part of this
dun.
kid's imagination.
See, that's not the case though. But
Spoilers.
spoilers. I don't know. It's up to you. But whatever. But yeah, she comes back as a ghost, and it's all about this group of friends that have generally split from each other, kind of slowly coming together again and reconciling with all
Massacring
their
the
feelings.
non-spoiler talk this week.
There is nothing Could you not have figured that out from the first episode?
I don't know. Couldn't you?
Could you not have figured that out
Keep
from
this
the
spoiler
first
free,
episode?
Dawson. Anyways, no.
In the end, they kill each other.
Yes, totally.
They can't get over their guilt, and they absolutely destroy each other.
Okay, when moving on before we spoil any more.
Man, just double down
I know,
on the lies.
seriously. No, but this show was. It's about kind of letting go. It's moving on with your life after you lost a friend. These kids are all not exactly handling it perfectly as one wouldn't in this sort of situation.
As you obviously wouldn't. Also, that's just as much spoilers as what I said.
Oh no.
I don't care. I don't care, but I'm saying to keep things fair here.
Oh no, someone cared that their friend died? Holy crap. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is
Just sitting here shaking my head.
this is a show about
Click
letting
the
go.
link to see us all kill each other in a second.
No, but I started laughing here because when we were describing it, I was just talking about Digimon, and the way that Connor describes the show is if you took Digimon and then you literally, instead of them all going to the digital world,
one of their friends dies.
And it's just their tragic
That's
attempts to get
the
over
problem
that.
is though the main difference here is that in Digimon when they go to the digital world they become friends. In this
I
one they're
know,
already
shut up.
friends. To nitpick.
but it's a show about dealing with loss and just moving
Good
on,
point,
and
though.
how much it could affect people as it goes along.
Yeah, there's not much else to say about it. I think we've
there's also the
pretty much
characters.
summed it up.
The characters kind of have broken up as friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just shows it's them coming back and actually finally reconciling and getting
with
closure
everything.
on the whole matter.
Yep.
Yeah, in various different and sometimes terrifying ways.
Obviously. Things happen. Yeah.
So, kind of verdict, pros and cons. What do you guys think about this?
I enjoyed the show. I thought it was good. This is super
It was
generic.
an enjoyable show. Things
Yeah.
are good about it.
It was, I mean, I don't know. If we're starting off with ratings, I give a solid
Wait.
7, 8 out of
Okay.
10. Don't we usually do this?
Well, we
7
usually hold that till the end, but it's fine. We'll do it right
Whatever.
now.
Explain the 7.
7 or 8 out of 10. Not entirely sure which one of those I want to give it. It's still
7.5. So
possibly 7.5. It might just deserve a 7 though. I don't know. I'm too close to having watched it to rate it.
Yeah.
Like I know we always rate after
Yeah.
watching things, but that rating is always going to be slightly biased, and I'm just acknowledging that now. But right now, 7 or 8, not sure which one, possibly more or less, who knows. But a lot of the characters were enjoyable, which had a lot. The fact that they made the characters
likable. No,
generally
flawed and likable in a way.
Yeah, they all had their problems and stuff.
And some deal with it better than others.
I enjoyed Orange Haired Girl a lot. She's my favorite part of the show.
Yeah, just moving off of them there, it's like, I think I rated this, I think 8 or 9 out of 10, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think it's closer to 9, because I know this is in my top 10 of shows under 16 episodes, and
Yeah.
it's one of those shows where a lot of people are going to be suggesting this, or like, oh, go watch Anohana.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's on the list of like top sad animes right next to like White Album 2, which...
Why is White Album 2 on there? Nobody,
No one knows.
Okay, apparently everybody knows but us. But okay.
But
Which is part of why we're watching Toradora next week, because it's on everyone's top of the romantic
so
rom-com
it's one of those things where
suggestion
it's
list.
one of those things where it's like it's up,
You'll have fun, Connor.
it's up there. It's up there.
I feel like I'll have just about as much fun as I did with this.
Probably.
It's up there.
Spoiler alert, you're gonna have a
And like it's one of those animes where I found myself having an emotional connection to it, and that's why I like. It's one of those animes where I came in and was like, everyone says this is sad. With White Album 2, I did the same exact thing. Like, okay, everyone says this about it, and went in with that perspective, and got to the end of White Album 2 and went, I don't get it. I don't get it. And with Anohana, I started with, I don't get what's the big deal about this, and then it hit like a fucking like train, and I'm just like, next thing I know, I'm like, why are all these tears flowing down? I can't hold these
that
feels.
last episode is scientifically designed to make you sad.
Okay.
We'll get on. We'll get on.
You
But-
think it's done? It's not done.
But
we'll get onto that.
I'll go more about my own emotional connection to this in the discussion section.
Connor, verdict?
It was a very beautiful show in a lot of ways. The sound was nice. The visuals were
Good sound
nice.
design.
Oh my god! Yeah.
The
OP
people
was
were
well-suited.
despicable at points, but whatever.
You kind of, I feel like that's
This is the
what
point.
makes it as good as it was.
Yeah.
Like, the characters weren't
I
perfect.
have a very big issue with the continuity and logic of the show, but I will hold that back for
We'll
now.
discuss that soon.
I'd give it around a 7 or 8 of personal enjoyment. I can definitely tell why a lot more people like this. This is definitely one that kind of sticks to reality in a way. In a way. And
You
the
could have
characters'
totally
reactions-
removed. You could have totally removed one of the characters, and we all know which character from the story, and it could have played out almost in a very similar fashion.
No, I think it would have played out completely differently.
Okay.
I think it would have played out very differently, but we can talk
Glasses
about
girl?
that soon.
no.
No,
okay.
we'll
the
talk about
main
this in a
catalyst
bit.
to the story.
Anyways, and furthermore, I felt like they knew what they were doing with the writing. A lot of the times, everything kind of interweaved with each other, and it ended up where it
you
needed to be at the end.
It's written by Mari Okade, I think that's her name,
Yeah.
and she's behind writings of IBO,
Nagino
Asakura.
I don't think you want to cite IVO. That one's a little bit like.
Anohana, but like she and
That being said, pretty good episode this week.
and she's gonna be writing the new Trigger anime, so it's like it's gonna like she's a great writer and she's written tons of stuff, and you could tell this is probably like she's one of those writers where I've heard where when she fails like average. Like she doesn't go like total shit. It's like it's decent. She gets decent writing, but not the best.
Yeah.
And I felt that with kind of like Nagino Asakura, where I felt it was more of decent.
I think I like Nagino Asakura more than this.
Shots equal fired.
And I feel I'll discuss that later, and I feel that has to come down to what you watched first.
I don't think that's the case.
That's my case.
I think it comes down to the art.
Okay, no, but writing wise.
Oh, pure writing wise? That's a hard.
And I have my reasonings for this, and we'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
But she's one of those writers that always writes
I
pretty
think
well.
personally I enjoyed this a lot more than Nagino Asakura because the cast were adults in this one, and I generally
Kind of. They're high school students.
high
yeah,
school
but they seemed a lot older.
This is his first year of high school. They're like 16.
I know, but Nagino, they seem so much younger.
Dude, in
Like,
the second half, they were
young.
the same age.
Okay, we'll talk about
Second
Nagino.
half of
We'll talk
Nagino
about
was the same
We'll
age.
talk about Nagino and Anohana comparisons in a minute.
Okay.
But
yeah,
for
we
now-
should finish this off.
No,
This is already going on too long.
Yeah, because originally we were
non-spoiler
doing
section.
really well with it, and then we
It's going to
just.
be over quickly.
But
Fair enough. So yeah,
Oh, it's
overall, if you want, like, you don't really need us to tell you to watch this.
But if you
want
need
like a sad
if
show,
you need somebody to tell you to watch it, go watch it. Like
If
this,
you need
this is
someone to
probably
tell you.
one of the few animes in the past couple weeks that we could all
Make
of
sure
us
you have
can agree.
a dear
that you
relative in the next
should
room,
probably
or
watch.
someone who's really close to you, so you can go and hug them after each episode.
Or
Also,
just go watch Toradora
or
afterwards if you haven't.
not have a traumatic event and just happen. Don't watch it right after
Yeah.
that.
Well, I mean, it might help you get over it, or it might like trigger you.
I will
Trigger
get on,
warning.
I'm gonna get on that in a minute. But yeah, so.
sorry. I'm sorry.
But yeah, so we could all agree that this is one of the few times that all of us
Well,
can
let's generally
unanimously
agree.
like. When was the last time this happened?
What was it called? Nipa.
Higurashi?
Yeah. Did
Really?
we all say watch Higurashi?
Was there nothing
We
after
all
that?
said
Nagino
you pretty much
Asakura.
have to watch Higurashi.
And then after it was Nagino Asakura, and then we were all split on that.
Okay.
And then after that was
Cut here, by the way.
the other one was White Album 2, and we all agreed not to watch that.
Yeah.
Majority Days we all agreed there's so many different things better. Punchline we were all split on that, and then like this one is the most consensus we've ever had. Lane.
We're pretty consensusly. I don't know what word I was trying to say there. There was a general consensus on Shimonetta if we go all the way back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I'm
You're
saying
saying
in
later.
recent memory. This like because the
The one
last
you made us watch were like on was the spaceship one. The
Classroom
school.
Crisis.
Classroom Crisis. Yeah,
We were like, it's okay.
it's okay. But anyway, go watch Anohana. And now for the discussion section.
Yay.
Okay, good.
Everybody cries. I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about in the show. Everybody cries.
Everybody.
Well, I cried.
Everyone cried. I didn't cry, but everyone else
a
cried.
But you-
psycho bitch.
But you got
No,
the
just
emotions. Like
Yeah.
you felt it.
I felt it.
Okay, good. As long as you felt it. Like I could probably like I feel like if I put out a statistic, every 1 in 4 people tear up a little bit in this show.
Yeah.
No.
I wasn't tearing up
No,
at
no,
the end.
no,
but
3
I
out
went
of
to
4
bed.
people.
I was like, I can't sleep right now.
We-
and just like, all right, we're gonna put on something else and just kind
We
of.
watched Konosuba just to feel better, and then we turned and we were like, okay, we needed this, and then we went to bed.
I rethought like life and death for a bit when I went to bed. I was like, oh.
No, because the thing is, I wasn't expecting to rewatch this again, and rewatching it a second time.
Dude, she could talk to them at the end. Why did she leave?
No, because she doesn't have any choice in her moving on. It just kind of started happening.
It was happening. Yeah, also, you were
was-
saying the story would generally stay the same if you removed her, right?
No, I was.
Okay, because I'm pretty
I thought
sure if you remove her, it ends up with a group of people all
Like
getting
beating the
really
shit
mad out of MC. Like, they're like, Jintan, fuck you.
No. They're
No,
probably
no.
like worried about
No,
him and they sent her to the
no,
hospital.
Okay,
or
maybe
something.
he'd go to a mental hospital or something.
Remove her from it, but not have the whole plot where she sees
Okay,
her, but like have.
Can I please just
No, but
step
she
in
writes
really
on the
quick?
notebook, and that's what changes
Can
everyone.
I please step
No.
in really quick?
Yeah.
They should have thrown a fucking towel over her in episode 2.
Just so they know where she is.
No, because there's so much shit just randomly started up over, oh, is she real? Oh, is she not? And it causes all this conflict that isn't necessary. And every time he can say, oh, look, she's right here. She's eating the food right in fucking front of you. He stops her or prevents her for some fucking reason that doesn't make any sense. Andrew's like, oh, but he doesn't want anyone to find out. Well, she wants to eat food, and it's not like he ever stops her. Why doesn't she just out of nowhere eat food in front of someone who's
She's not
sitting
the
there?
smartest person either.
It doesn't have to be her purposely doing it. There's no coincidence. Like, I'm drawing more fucking what's it called?
Yeah, you think when the dad would come into the room
Yeah.
and see the bed covers like
why do
floating
we
with the person inside
like
him,
if
and he's not
Midoriya
in
doesn't
there.
get away with this, why should this show?
Yeah, It took everybody a little too long to figure it out.
And then
that
they
she
make
was,
such a
like,
big
actually
fucking deal
around.
about it, as if like she's had such a hard time showing herself before, when she literally could have done it on accident. They should have heard her like kicking rocks behind them sometimes.
I get that's one of those moments where you have to suspend your disbelief.
Oh, I was trying.
Like Midori. It's like Midori
but then they
days.
purposely caused conflict because of that.
Oh, but that's the thing is he didn't want other people to know. He wanted her all to herself.
No,
Himself.
he didn't.
Himself.
He
wanted her all to himself.
So at the point where they're all yelling at him and going, "Hey, fuck you," and he's going, "No, she's real though."
She real though, I swear. Yeah, she writes in a notebook and it works out.
That ruined so much of the show for me. Like, I was frustrated as hell.
Okay, well, with that said, I mean, we could devise our counter arguments. Dawson, do you have any counter arguments to this?
What? No. There's a reason I didn't rate this show as more than a 7 or 8 out of 10.
Okay,
this is one of them.
Well, I back myself in the corner there. Well, do you want to then continue off of that thought line?
Wait, you guys were just preemptively getting ready to, like, counter-argue me, like, no matter what the point was?
Yeah.
I can't think of a counter argument for that though. There's like.
Well, no, not a counter argument. I mean, I'm talking.
I could.
Do you want to continue off that thought?
I mean, I could very easily argue the fact that why Jintan doesn't want anybody else to see her originally because he is selfish on that fact and he enjoys the fact that she shows up just for him.
Yeah, but later on when he's trying to, like, prove to them that she's real because they're getting all pissed off at him.
Yeah,
and he's just going.
I mean, okay. Honestly, I think you can give him some leeway because he doesn't know if she physically exists in their world.
She made cupcakes for everyone,
but he doesn't know if he didn't make those cupcakes.
Dude, what if he's just extremely deranged to the point where he made cupcakes, forgot about it, like.
But he didn't seem like he was in that state of mind at the time. If he was like.
He doesn't know that. What if he's taken on her as a secondary personality?
That's a perfect counter argument. Thank you, Dawson.
So
I don't believe this, by the way, guys.
Psychotic, but he's self-aware enough to know he's psychotic.
He's bipolar.
And despite the fact that he has told all his friends this Ghost Girl is real, he doesn't try to prove it all at all because that would show he's psychotic, even though they already believe he's psychotic.
He has a split person. He believes that it's possible. He might have a split
you can stop now.
No, but that's a really good like counter argument with that, where it's like until she actually physically writes things in the book and other people recognize that it is, you could easily chalk that up to that he's insane. And there's also possibly timeline anime where it actually ended with
Dawson already spoiled that for everyone.
What did I spoil?
That he's not insane.
Oh, yeah. He's not insane, guys. She's actually a ghost.
I know, but there's probably...
Second favorite supernatural love story, by the way.
Which at first?
This one manga I read about a ghost girl.
Obviously Demon King Dynamite.
God, guys.
Can we throw Connor out the window? Like...
Defenestration. That's gotta be one of the best words. Defenestration. Like, who makes up a word just for throwing someone out a window?
That's a real word. Nice.
Defenestration means to throw someone out a window.
That's pretty good. I think I figured it out. I figured out the step below killing somebody is throw you out the window.
You defenestrate.
Yeah, I thought we already agreed it was what was it called? Ripping their arms off or something.
Torture.
That's pretty fucked.
But no, but that's not like it needs to be.
Oh my god!
Enough,
back to the
but
show.
Not petty enough. But exactly, like there. Up until that point on the show, you don't know if he's actually crazy or not because he could easily be crazy as well.
Yes, but that is because of all the contrivances they have put up to that point.
It could have, dude. I could easily see this anime split off at that point and just be like,
okay, but that's not part of the argument we're making here. Moving on.
Yeah, regardless.
What did you think of the characters, guys? Who was your favorite and who was your least favorite?
I really like the orange-haired girl.
Wow,
she plays video games, right?
No.
Because she was super Sunsun.
I liked how she was Sunsun.
I liked how they pulled out the Nokamon. And they walked over to McDonald's. And
they pulled out their Nokamon. Yeah.
Honestly, I really like the cast.
It's some good stuff. It's I like Popo a lot.
Yeah, they're all really...
Brown hair guy's a shit, but he's supposed to be a shit.
Yeah, like that's always... Like,
he's the reason
It's a 7 out of 8 for you?
No, he's the reason I connected it to Toradora.
Okay.
Like, every other character in there, specifically MC, looks like they're straight out of High School of the Dead, but he looks like he's from Toradora. That has no relevance, but I thought I'd put it out there.
I like the fact
Also,
that...
apparently there's a lot of rapists in Japan. I mean, Jesus.
What?
Yeah, that moment,
was-
like, the moment where, like, the guy's almost forcing the orange-haired girl into the love hotel.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what a lot of people think a college campus is, so whatever, but...
Well,
we just took a class about that, speaking of what did I do this week.
oh, you did that this week?
Yeah, he did.
Dude, you should have done that a long time ago.
We did it a long time
We had to
ago.
take an online
Sexual harassment
course
class.
on sexual harassment. Not because
Which
we sexual.
actually ties into
not
the
wait,
show,
wait. Very
by the way.
importantly, we did not sexually harass anyone. This is mandatory for all of us
all
in this
college
school.
students.
This has nothing to do with
Everyone
our
who raped
personal
that
history.
Wow, rape jokes.
We
Great.
should not be making
Let's
rape
cut
jokes.
that part out.
Let's move on.
I'm not gonna remember that.
Let's move on. You have a piece of paper in front of you. You can write this
This is
down.
very- I'm-
You just
Okay,
don't want to.
Let's tie this
Let's
into
not
the
lie.
show.
You just don't want to.
The brown-haired guy redeemed himself when he prevented the other person from getting raped.
No, the conversation's flowing too much that it's gonna be really hard to just cut that out.
How did you feel about white-haired girl?
Were
Were you okay with her?
I'm glad she only partly existed.
Okay.
no,
No,
Okay.
I already told you what I thought about her. Fuck her. Fuck her and her stupid, I'm a ghost, but I'm
okay.
real guys bullshit.
But besides that,
That was her
inconvenience-
character.
I mean, her person. Okay.
Her character
no,
was
no.
that, or I'm going to be
No,
a
no, no.
glutton, or I'm going to cry.
No, but the thing is, you even said it yourself. This character's way better than the red-haired girl in
Yeah,
Rocky
because
Horror.
she's hardly there. And they have a reason for, like, admiring her. She's fucking dead.
Okay. So okay. Let me just fill in some blanks here because we decided not to watch the movie for this because after we finished it, I was debating on whether we should watch the movie for this. And then Connor was like, "No, I think this ended just fine because
did.
there's an actual like 40 minutes of extra stuff that's like not in the anime."
The only reason I would want to watch that is if we get relationship updates on everybody afterwards.
Yeah, it's
oh, you do?
It's literally It's basically the epilogue to see where everyone's going after the events.
I might watch that.
But the thing is, I say
the romance in this was stupidly perfect, but at least it wasn't a conga line like fucking Naruto.
Okay, Dawson, if you're actually debating on watching it, give it like 3 months.
Okay.
Because the thing is, it's half recap. So,
Oh yeah.
but the thing is, it's half recap, but there's a lot of good stuff in the like. There's flashbacks to when they're all kids and actually just hanging out as kids. So
That's
you
cool.
get to understand why they all respect the white hair girl and actually liked her
Yeah.
a lot. Like they actually give her like more characterization as when she was a kid. They do updates on where the characters are. And remember when I said there are lines that are straight out of Anohana from Nagi no Asakura? A lot of those lines were from the movie that I just realized like halfway through. I was like,
How much later did they make the movie?
I don't know.
Do you know?
Not that long afterwards, I think, because like there's the line where I love the person that loves her. That loves her.
There was that in this.
No, the
Orange-haired girl, brown-haired guy.
Okay,
who looks like a Toradora character says to orange-haired girl at some point, it looks like you are in love with the Jintan that is obsessed with.
Okay, she
white-haired
she
girl.
actually-
He's not the thirstiest motherfucker throughout the show. Pretty thirsty.
Dude, yeah, he asks the girls out so much.
Like every girl, at least once.
He's like, hey, you want to go out? And she's like,
No.
sorry, I have someone else
I don't
like.
date cross-dressers.
Lol.
But
No,
yeah.
and then then he asked the other girl out. Who
Oh man,
knows?
how were the
serious.
best burns in this show known to man?
Oh, the true best burn was, what was it called? Shit.
It's like, why are you going to go see the fireworks?
No, what did he say though? It was like,
No, and he goes,
it was
and
my
he goes,
birthday yesterday or some shit like that.
and he goes, I grew a lot this year. Not that you noticed. Boom, dropped the mic out of the door.
No, he didn't say not that you noticed, but it was implied.
Yeah, he was very like passive aggressive about it.
We didn't
Best.
just jump to that though with no context. By the way, Andrew.
No, because I remember that because you mentioned the burns of the like. It's like I don't date cross dressers. Like that's a burn. Like
Yeah.
the burns are amazing in this.
There's some good ones.
But yeah, I mean, like, okay, the thing is, since we were talking about Nagino Asakura, the reason why I like at least the writing in this better than Nagino is because, like, again, I feel like because I watched this first.
Okay.
And since I watched this first, remember when we went through, now that we've gone full circle here.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a character I really liked in the show, actually. Popo was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Popo was awesome.
But remember when we were back in, like, months ago when we were talking about Nagino Asakura, I was like,
yeah.
I feel like a lot of this is just Anohana but younger. And, like, that's when we were watching it, like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed some of the writing that were very similar, but you get what I mean now.
Yeah.
Like, there were straight up lines and situations that
are pretty much the same.
Like,
I mean, you get that, like, pretty regularly when you have the same writer.
The situation where they're all in the room and then they're all, like, trying to get each other to, like, reveal who they like.
Yeah.
Is insane.
Oh yeah, it's pretty similar.
And then they chase after each other, and then the only difference is that, like, he actually turns around, like, actually turns around to go talk to her, and then the red hair girl doesn't go off to die. Like,
yeah. Okay. I think my reasons for preferring Nagino Asakura
is better animated.
Is okay.
Because it's not by A1 Pictures.
Part of the reason. No, it's PA Works.
No, I know. No, I
just saying it's not A1.
Oh, it's not A1 Pictures. Yeah. I mean, PA Works did a good job with that. I like the soundtrack better too, as much as this had a really good soundtrack.
Fantastic.
But also, I liked MC. I found MC more interesting in Nagino than I did in this. As much as I liked MC, I liked Hikari better than Jintan.
I like Jintan's.
I did too, honestly.
Yeah.
I like Jintan's growth more, I think.
No, that's the reason I like Hikari better. I feel like Hikari grows more than Jintan does.
Because they have an opening.
I feel like NHK did Jintan better.
I like the fact that, like, at the end, if you watch
that's what we're gonna do for my week. Sorry.
But then when you watch the movie in the animated in the opening for the movie, he's actually, like, hanging up his Hikamori shirt.
And like, he's moving on.
And he's moving on, and it's like his, like, I like that because it's his transition from this recluse to.
I think the main difference was I found Jintan to grow from an interesting Hikamori character into a slightly generic MC.
Okay.
Like, he kind of did grow into I'm gonna work really hard to get this girl her wish. Like, how many MCs do that? Like, every MC. I'm okay with it. Yeah. I don't think it detracted from the story. But I'm saying, I feel like...
To be fair, every character did that at the end.
That's true. And
that was, like, a major plot point.
I
all just drop all their, like, selfishness, and they're like, okay, let's do it for her.
They're like, we do it for her. No, we all do it for her.
Do it for her, and then realize, no, we were actually selfish the whole time, even when we were doing it for her.
Yep.
No, damn it. Really do it for her.
No, let's really do it for her. Oh, no, she's gone.
She leaving. Bye. Rip number 2. Rip for a second time.
No,
right.
See, that's got.
I admit that hurt. That last scene.
That did.
It hurt. I was like, shit.
Literally everyone starts crying on screen. I'm like, you want me to join you. I know you want me to join you. And because I don't cry when I watch shows, like, I'm not going to, but I know this is where I would need to join in with the tears, and I can't, but I'm there in spirit.
The issue is, I was already crying during the fireworks in the previous episode.
Oh, dude. That was nothing.
That was nothing.
Because, like, I was already tearing up then, and then that whole last episode, I was crying for 20 minutes.
Like, bawling.
Because, okay, we're now on this issue where it's like, I guess I'll talk about this, where, again, you don't talk because you won't cry because you're more engulfed in the stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't.
By the way, that has nothing to do with emotional attachment. Yeah. That I'm still extremely emotionally invested in what's happening.
But it's not attached
to it. Yeah. I just don't
feel
cry.
Yeah.
Physically, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think on the opposite side, where I feel massive amounts of empathy towards things, even when I'm watching, hence why I get really bad secondhand embarrassment from things.
Oh, I get that too, though. Like,
Okay,
there's certain sitcoms I can't watch because
the cringe.
I literally have to look away from the screen because I'm like, no, don't do that.
I do that too.
Okay, let me repeat myself.
But
let me back check.
Because mine's not a lack of empathy.
Yeah.
It's just
oh no, it's more of me.
there's no
The
physical.
least focused episode we've ever done.
No, but
It
me,
really is.
Yeah, but
well, we're constantly comparing this show to so many other things.
Yeah.
It's like, I hope you watched our Nagino episode.
no, but the
Nagino
thing
ones.
is, like, there's very few things to talk about actual Anohana about it. But
That's true.
And so it's a lot of compare and contrast and stuff like
I
that.
felt like the black-haired character was so.
But anyway,
her.
Can we still talk about the characters really quick?
okay, because I was gonna go into something.
We will move on in a sec.
Just to finish off where we were,
She's fine.
she was.
I like that character.
She was the archetype that made me compare it mostly to Nagino. Actually,
Really?
yeah. The I'm the older sister, and I like the main character, but he doesn't like me back because he's like this person. But in this case, she was going after the brown hair guy, right?
Yeah.
It was-
Honestly, she reminded me not of any of the girls,
But
Nagino,
of
but
the
what's his
dude,
face?
the brown hair
Shitty
guy,
dude?
the
Yeah.
brown hair dude. Yeah.
Shitty dude.
Yeah, I can see that too.
She was always like, she was like really methodical and stuff, but she was
Yeah.
also like, I don't know, her character never really stayed in one place, and I couldn't really see why she kept flipping switches all the time. I don't know. She didn't really grow for me as much as the other characters.
And brown-haired guy.
Brown hair guy. I think.
I thought he was at least
Okay,
interesting.
brown-haired guy was good and interesting.
And he goes through an
But-
arc.
Yeah, he has his arc. But the main reasons I like the show are Popo and the Soon girl.
Soons.
I mean, she was super tsundere, but I was okay with that actually. Sometimes I'm really off and on with tsunderes.
But
Like,
this
a
one
lot
was
of them
really
I
well
don't
done.
but I think they did a really good
Yeah.
job with her, and it made a lot of sense too, like why it worked out like that.
And
But
she
yeah.
had an issue I hadn't actually seen a lot in anime, but I'm probably so wrong, and this probably happens all the time. But the whole, like, you follow your friends too much, and you don't really have your own personality.
No, because that's how the thing about each character is like how they've dealt with a lot of their things. Where like
Yeah, but that's like a
She's-
character issue I don't see a lot.
she starts developing because like she starts like following people and becoming like this follower. Popo goes around the world because he has all that
He's trying to
guilt.
escape.
He's trying to escape all the guilt. Jintan goes into like his shell and
Yeah.
like he cuts himself off from the world.
Brown hair
Brown-haired
guy's like the most in denial out of everyone.
in denial, cross-dressing.
Hardcore cross-dressing.
Honestly, the black hair girl is the most calm about this whole nature thing.
Well, she didn't really seem to give a shit. She was almost happy.
I don't think
that
she
she
was.
died.
I think that's not giving her enough credit to
She
say that
just
she wasn't
literally
happy.
followed around the brown haired guy and like. Like that was her only thing that I felt like any sympathy towards her was like, oh, it's unrequited love, but that's about it. Like,
Yeah, she was the most unrequited love character of them all, to the point where you get to the end where all their morals are coming out on the table, and you're like, wow, their morals are shit.
Yep. I'm like, good job, guys.
Popo
You're
still worked.
interesting.
He was still the best character, even though his
Popo's
reason was
great.
kind of bullshit at the end. Like they literally just pulled it out. It's like, oh, I saw her die. And I'm like,
No, they've actually hinted at that throughout the whole entire show.
oh, they did.
Yeah, a lot has to do with the necklace that he wears, and like a lot of the symbolism behind the necklace, the way that he plants the flowers and stuff like that, and like the reason why he lives like out there where she died is because, like, again, they're all like a little subtle things.
Yeah.
But like even the moment where he's talking to her personally, what he
Like
says.
he
there-
almost asks about it.
Yeah, he almost
at that
asks
one
about
point.
it. Yeah, and it's like not out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, moving on from that point. Anyway, talking about the empathy issue that Connor detracted me from. Thanks, Connor.
Hey, that's not showing empathy towards Connor, Andrew.
I don't show empathy towards Connor. It's fine.
You really don't need to.
But
I'm not used to it.
but the thing is,
Your
when
hair
I
needs to be longer for that,
yeah,
Connor.
when I watch shows, I get a lot of empathy towards the characters, which allows me to start kind of getting like I get kind of connected to them, and like
Yeah.
I feel the emotion and like start tearing up, and then I connect that within my own life, and then that reminds me of things in my own life, and I start getting more emotional over that. Like for example, when I watch Rampo Game of Lay Place and the horrendous things that happened to those little girls in that show, and I was thinking of my own nieces and like what would happen like if that were to happen to them, and how
What was Rampo?
Rampo Game of Lay Place is the...
You didn't watch it. It aired summer season.
It aired summer season. It was 11 episodes. It was a mystery that was like... It was really interesting and had some of the best best storytelling.
Oh, was that the super edgy like trap show?
Yeah.
Okay.
With the dude the whole time looked like a girl, and then he even dresses like a girl on several occasions. But there are multiple points where like they kill a little girl in a very horrendous way, and I'm just like I connected to that on a personal level, and same with Anohana, where I connected that with a personal level where. Where accidentally I just looked at the date right now and realized that we're recording on a specific date that I didn't even realize it. Total coincidence with that.
What is it?
Where the reason why I feel connected is because I lost a friend many years ago. Specifically 6 years to this day.
Wow.
Specifically this day that we're recording.
Okay.
Strangely enough.
I swear to God, this is a coincidence.
Nice. Yeah, me too. I swear that this is a coincidence.
Okay, then.
But yeah, and so going through the show, I could also mirror a lot of the facts of what I remember when a lot of people were dealing with that going through, and how people are still dealing with it today.
So it was sympathy or empathy?
Empathy.
Empathy is where you feel other people's emotions. Sympathy is where you understand other people's emotions, as far as I understand.
So yeah, it was empathy. So like you were actually invested.
I was actually invested in these again, but it didn't hit me until they actually got to the end where they're all coping, where you see all the coping mechanisms that were actually in place the whole entire time.
Yeah,
and you kind of remember all the things where a lot of people how a lot of people deal with things like this.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting, comparing and contrasting. But then the one difference is these characters got closure.
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe it's not. Maybe it's like an 8 because I would have felt a little bit better if they didn't get closure, because that would be the most realistic setting of them never getting closure.
Yeah.
Damn. No, I feel like that the fantasy setting is where you can actually do that.
Yeah.
And it's an important thing to do.
Think about this.
Yeah.
The whole
a lot of people won't get closure.
This whole show is them getting
secondhand closure.
Yeah. This whole show is them getting closure on that event.
Yeah.
Many years ago.
Yeah.
And
so we can move on.
Speaking of empathizing with the character, that classroom scene though.
Oh, where he like stands up. And
I think
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me. I haven't been in school for 5 years or something.
No, I haven't been in school for like 5 months, and the teacher's like, "Oh shit, he hasn't."
He's like, "What's your name again? I forgot."
Did someone say she's going to a love motel?
Understandably, that was one of the best. Like, I like that.
I was like,
that was an interesting.
No, it was heartwarming, and it was like interesting to see MC do something.
Yeah, and you could see him changing there. That's him changing.
Yeah,
and coping and closure, and that's when
those two girls in the classroom were bitches. Like,
they were rather annoying.
But you know those people.
Yeah.
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 So,
on the subject of empathy, I just want to say, it's not. I don't cry from a lack of empathy. I think I experience things. I just want to clear this up. I think I experience things that actually. It's interesting that we're talking about Anohana, and as much as I found MC to be slightly generic, I feel like I do the same stuff he does. Like when I'm experiencing sadness, I don't cry. I curl up into a ball and I go away from people and sit by myself for long periods of time.
Yeah, I know you, Dawson. Yeah.
They got that right in a lot of scenes when it was like him. He's like,
no.
Yeah.
He was trying his best, and someone actually like affected him, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna go home.
No, besides the dealing with death thing, which for me, I'm like, that was 6 years ago. I've dealt with those demons and stuff like that.
Moved past.
But I've moved past that. Many people that I still look when I went to go look on that Facebook page seem to have not, but maybe they have. But I digress. But I doubled down on empathy here, where like I felt connected to at least like the orange hair girl, because like a lot of the things that she did and she does, it's like that's the stuff that I would do. And something like I'm just doubling down on just like.
Wait, so a girl you liked that person or something? Wasn't that her main motivation in this one?
No. I'm talking about two separate entities here. In doubling down of like the way she deals with liking somebody, the way that she likes somebody, the way like a lot of them.
Also not related to the.
I've split it up. I said that. But splitting those things, it's like the way that she dealt with a lot of things. Like that moment where like she confesses to Jintan in the break room, and then she just collapses and cries. I was like, I feel you. And I think I started to tear up there too. That was like the first moment where I started to tear up.
The worst place you can do that, by the way.
The break room and your work.
Probably a
we have work in like 5 minutes here.
You're gonna have to walk out.
It's better than having sex in the break room.
Okay. I mean, I agree, but...
Sorry, I just was reminded of a webcomic that I read over winter break.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awkward turtle silence. Bringing it back to high school, guys. Mr. Meesigs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I like the story. I understand a lot of why people enjoy this anime now, and overall, I think it's a fantastic anime.
Yeah, I did a good job with it.
It did good. You did good. You did good, anime. You did good. You did good. So
we're totally not qualified to even talk about it, but whatever.
I know. This is the most all over the place, but like honestly, it's like there's very little things to talk about besides like, moving on.
It's a bit above us. We're not going to be like doing super in-depth stuff here because it's been done like a million different times.
Yeah, the only like I think out of all three of us, I was the only one who even like could possibly like talk relating things back to things and talk to it on like a different level. But
you kind of have to rewatch something to get to that point most of the time.
Yeah.
You're saying that since we haven't lived the same experiences as you, that we don't know what we're talking about in this argument?
No, I didn't say that.
Are you telling us to check our privilege, Andrew? That's what I'm asking here.
No, I'm just saying, like, the reason why we're not having a higher level discussion like you're suggesting we have. I mean, do you want to have a talk about life?
No, I enjoy shit posting in real life.
Do you want to talk about the meaning of life? Do you want to talk about life and death?
I mean, up to you, dude. I'll talk about the meaning of life.
Okay, let's talk about life and death.
42. Sorry.
Let's talk
like
about
my favorite number.
But anyway, I think we should wrap this up here. Anohana's great. You should watch it.
Indeed.
Any other comments about this?
My sentiments exactly.
Prepare to cry edition.
Prepare to cry edition, yeah.
Yeah.
Tear up.
Everyone's crying.
Everyone's crying.
The show wants you to cry with them.
We found you.
No, honestly, when we were talking about that scene earlier, I almost like started like welling up a little bit just remembering about this.
Oh my god, the letter was great. I love you, and it's in like the whole "I want to get married to you" love.
In the I want to get married sort of way.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's the knife in the thing, like that's the
knife in the thumb.
Like I know.
God damn it.
I know that like that wasn't the like I think that's a great closure for him, but that's a knife and twisting it like unintentionally.
We could have been married. Goodbye.
This could have been our life.
Shit, man. That's
Bates
pretty rough,
that
dude.
shit. Just saying.
It's almost like Clan Ad.
Don't wait till the last minute, guys.
Just like in Clan Ad, they waited till the last minute to tell everyone it was all. No, I'm just kidding.
We're not qualified to spoil that because none of us have watched that far in Clan Ad.
So moving on, what did we do with our weeks actually?
I read a bunch.
I think Connor should be the first one because he's barely done anything.
I read a little bit of My Hero Academia.
Yeah, so how do you...
A couple chapters.
So what's your opinion so far on the first 6 chapters?
I can't wait to see like how they incorporate a lot of these characters into the thing, but I don't know.
Talk to us about your thought process on this.
MC's kind of cool.
Deku.
I mean,
I like Deku.
There's very few times I'll say that when it's like a little like scrawny dude. I've had like He has the whole Naruto syndrome, but he's not as annoying. He's actually like heroic at parts. I don't know. Whereas Naruto, it's usually like I'm gonna cry until the other person cries, and then we're gonna be all good at the end. But he actually like does shit.
He's actually active in his stuff.
And there's a lot of like smart banter between people where they don't just accept the trope that's going on.
Yeah.
Like what's his name? He's trying to be a good teacher. All Might. He goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, you'll get there someday or whatever." And then the kid turns around and goes, "Fuck you! I'm gonna get stronger than you too." And he goes, "I lost."
Yeah, that was great.
Being a teacher is hard.
So you've met one out of the 3 edgelord characters, 2 actual edgelords and one that looks like an edgelord. So what is your opinion on the first edgelord character?
He's such a dick.
Oh, is this?
Bakuga.
Oh yeah, of course.
Kachan. Yeah.
He's like the Vegeta
Gotcha.
of the series.
But like I don't know why, but I feel like I've not seen it where like
He's that much of an asshole.
Yeah, like I haven't seen it to an extent where he's that much of an asshole and he doesn't change. Like
He's a little tsundere.
He's he's like
no, he's not soon. He's soon pure.
he's like
No, he's hot. That's what he is. He's hot.
he's just straight hot.
I didn't know you're into that, Andrew.
No. It's the same thing as
You're like, oh.
It's the same thing as Hikari was hot. I was gonna mention this earlier. Hikari's hot and Jintan's cold. Like everyone loves the hot character better.
I mean, of course they do. Don't you love hot characters?
Okay, everyone likes the Ken over the Ryu. There you go.
I mean, Ryu's pretty sexy.
I usually like the cold characters better.
But anyway,
actually, I like the side characters better. But that's just me. I like
so
the
what do you like about
Okay, is Guts
Edgelord?
hot or cold?
He's cold.
He's Guts.
Are you sure he's cold?
He's cold.
Have you seen him in his berserk armor? I mean,
He's still cold.
have you seen him bite Griffith's dick? I mean, sort of. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, dude, I have chains lying around this room.
Do you want to start a Nagino jar?
Oh, we honestly reference Nagino quite a bit.
To a surprising amount, too.
Moving on.
But yeah, what do you think of Edgelord?
What do I think of Edgelord?
Yeah. What, like his characterization and how much of an asshole he is, and have you like?
I don't know. He just seems like a generic asshole. Like, it sounds like, oh, he used to be a good kid, but
No, he wasn't.
Wait, did you not read those flashbacks?
no,
yet?
he was close friends with MC.
No, he wasn't.
Then he gets his powers, and he's like, oh, I'm just better than everyone else.
No, he was always like that.
He has tornado syndrome.
No, dude, he's always like that.
He's just
Is he the tornado of the show?
No, he's just an asshole.
Yeah,
But I mean, I can see the.
he's the sweet mask.
It's like, oh, everyone thinks he's super strong, and it's like he's always overshadowing MC or trying to.
No, he never gets he.
Or MC's always overshadowing.
Oh man, I'm just remembering that picture that they have a Bakuga of him that's shown like every single time somebody has a picture of him. But yeah, you're right. You like MC though.
Yeah, Deku's cool.
And you're interested to see where all the other cast members are going to be placed in.
And I like generic puffy white marshmallow girl. She's okay.
Dude, I like Frog Girl.
Talk louder. Talk
Sorry,
louder.
I like the anti-gravity girl, but she's super generic, and she reminds me of the Blue Exorcist girl character.
I think she gets better, right? In my head.
Oh, speaking of, okay, in Anohana, I really liked.
Should I just make this part of on?
No, I don't know, but I really liked the red-haired girl's voice actress.
Yeah.
And then I got really mad when I figured out she was the same voice
Orange-haired girl?
actress as Robura
Oh.
in Punchline.
Really?
Strangely enough, yes. But the reason but then I went back because I realized what at one point in the show she does a little Betsuni sort of thing, and I was like, wait, I've heard that before. And I was like, where have I heard that before? I'm like scrolling through her other voice acting roles, and she was the. I mean, you guys haven't watched My Little Monster, but she was.
That's on my list.
She was the main girl in My Little Monster, and I was like, yes, I'm glad I found that because I like both of those girl characters.
Yeah, Robert is totally worst girl, by the way.
But Robert
So
was
yeah,
bad.
you're gonna keep going, and I'm excited to see as we go weekly on just where you are now on My Hero Academia.
Connor's read
7 next
2
week.
more chapters.
No, you read a bunch. bunch over the weekend. Like, that was a bunch.
Yeah, I know.
A bunch for Connor.
Yeah, a bunch of Connor. In the time he read like 5 chapters, I read like half of Mob Psycho, which I'll get into later. What else?
Okay, there's a lot more writing in this right now. Like when they go into the
no, there's a lot of writing in Mob
all the
Psycho.
explanations, like it's like what Genos was making fun, or what they're making fun of with Genos.
Oh no, dude, don't worry. They start talking like now. Once they have everything established, there's less talking as we go along, and there's a lot more like decision making and things. And
also, I like the fighting game reference. He read me.
yeah, you got to the part where they had the nukes and the stuff. That's,
he read me.
And you get MC's little group of friends.
Yeah.
What else?
Frog Girl yet?
No.
Oh, rip.
Dude, you don't meet Frog Girl until they go to the training facility.
Oh, he wasn't there yet.
No, he's right before the training facility.
I met shitty smartass girl.
Who?
And Fire and Ice. The girl where it's like, oh, what did they do wrong? And then she like lists off the reasons and stuff.
Is that the girl with the ponytail?
I think so. And
Is she Creation Girl?
I think so.
Are we
She has
talking
like
about?
black hair and
Is
glasses.
she the vice president yet?
I don't know. Okay, moving on.
Moving on. Did you do anything else with your week?
What else did I do with my week? I played the Street Fighter 5s with
Street Fighter 5, Street Fighter 5!
And
Street Fighter 5 's
I
great.
did a lot of work and I got all that done and hopefully I'm not screwed on school. And I tried to diet and I feel like shit. No, I'm just kidding. I have been feeling like really lethargic lately though. I don't know.
It's
why.
probably after Anohana.
Yeah.
Don't watch Anohana and expect any...
Yeah.
Dude, I'm glad I was home for that and not like alone by myself in my dorm in summer school. I would have...
Yeah.
That would have not been good for me. So,
Probably
Dawson,
not.
did you do anything with your week? Because mine's going to take a while.
I've been reading a lot for my classes.
Any manga?
Limited Ink is really hard to read. it's interesting. Manga wise, the only thing I've been reading is AKB 49, which I don't know why I started reading this. Like I really like the song Heavy Rotation, and for some reason I think what happened was I went to my manga I went to like some manga website, and because it starts with A, it was one of the first ones on the thing, and I was like, hey, AKB 48, wait, this is 49, but 48's the one who does that song I really like, and I know they're an idol group. I bet you this is an interesting manga. And I started reading the manga and I was like, wait, this is about a guy who pretends to be an idol in order to help the girl he likes be an idol. And I was like, this is interesting. And now I'm like halfway through it at like 150
There was a
chapters. There's like 300 chapters
Holy
to this
shit,
thing.
dude.
And I'm like halfway through it right now. It's kind of interesting. It's weird. It's just a bunch of idol stuff.
Huh.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's the best thing I've read, and they often solve things in a predictable way, but I'm not...
I don't know why.
I'm enjoying it.
I remember talking to you about webcomics over the winter break when we
Yeah.
recorded, but there was one webcomic that I remember looking that I never decided to actually read through, but it was like this weird webcomic where a dude goes to like an idol, to like a pop concert
Yeah.
for like an idol, and then his friend's like, hey dude, I need to go to the bathroom, hold this sign for me, and the sign just says, will you marry me? And like, because you're holding a sign for an idol, and then basically he's holding that sign for his friend, and then the idol sees him and then like puts him up on stage and says yes, and like
It's so unrealistic, but it's great.
I never like I just knew that's all I knew about the concept. I didn't know
Yeah.
anything else. Like
That sounds pretty great.
it's up there next to the one where the dude makes a robot for his wife because he can't have sex with her because he's too busy with science.
Nice. They sell those in stores, right?
No, the plot to that webcomic is like this old steampunky like 1800s.
Oh, it's steampunk sex robots.
So basically,
Still better than Fallout.
the wife's super
Fisto, dude, Fisto's great.
the wife's like super thirsty and like wants to have sex with her husband all the time, but the husband's like, but I needed to go do science. So he does. So he creates a robot so that this robot can have sex with her while he's doing science.
Sounds pretty bum.
And then the wife falls in love with the robot.
Oh,
Poor dude. Kind of.
Anything else?
I've pretty much been doing that. I started rewatching Toradora because
But
as
that's-
soon as I finished
It's
Anohana,
on.
I was like,
I'm gonna start watching Toradora right away.
To feel happy.
Yeah.
Like
So
how
you guys need to start watching that too.
That'll be next
You'll
week.
feel better about yourself. Well, Andrew will. I don't know about Connor.
Connor's gonna hate everything.
You probably will. Andrew, I'm really excited to what you think of Toradora.
Because
there's two possible reactions
No,
here.
because you know how much I'm always
It's either the
like
best or worst thing ever.
No, because you know I'm always on the fence and then on everything until I watch it and then I fall on a side.
Yeah.
It's like there's no gray area.
I know you really like Tsundere's, but I also... She's not a short-haired girl.
That's never the issue.
I know, but I really want to know how you think about the main girl in Toradora.
Okay,
this is something I'm curious about, and I've been debating in my head for a while. Will Andrew like this character? It's a very important
I already
question.
don't like her, and I've
I
seen
know
like
you
one
don't
episode.
like her.
Tune in next week.
I tune in next week to hear more.
So for me, I've been talking about this with you guys, but I'll talk about more to it.
Yeah.
But before I get onto that, I've been let's see what else besides Street Fighter V, which Street Fighter V is a great game. Mechanically, I like again we've all played Street Fighter V and we all have our different thoughts about it.
Dawson says fuck wake ups.
For me, I actually like I like it a lot. I guess I like the simpler nature of it compared to.
Just like watching Andrew like defend the non-finished game, and then me get all like. But
Andrew, it's not finished.
No,
And Andrew's like, no, fuck
okay,
that.
okay, one second.
One second. Andrew, let's just not
I'm gonna do this real quick.
Let's just not actually do
The
this.
problem with the
Oh my
reviews
God.
now is the
I
game.
wish there was a camera on my face right now.
The game is not finished. The game is not finished. It's like trying to review an MMO on day one. It's not finished. In 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 8 years, it might be finished. And then that's when you can make your final review of it.
It's not an MMO.
But no, it is. It's basically...
Okay, no, that was a completely incorrect statement.
No,
you can use it as a comparison, but don't say, but it is an MMO.
No,
because it's not.
But it is in the nature...
It's just so obviously not.
But it is in the nature... Okay, let me rephrase that.
In the spirit?
In the nature of...
It's not the video game podcast. We'll move on.
I know. No, but this is our
We
intention.
don't do video game podcasts.
But
I guess we could.
There's a good reason for that, Dawson.
There is a
good reason for that. But the thing is about this is that it's like MMOs, you can't like they have a lot of content that comes in that changes the game over time, and same with this game. This game will be changing, and day one, yes, okay, it has its issues, but 8 years down the line, like it might be, it will be a totally different game than it was on this day. And when you buy the game, it's like you're buying in a way an MMO that's on day one, where it's gonna be changing. There's gonna be added stuff. There's gonna be patches. There's gonna be more content, and that's how it is.
Okay, let's move on.
No, are you gonna get a response to that? Or
let's move on.
Okay, come on. I'm waiting for your response.
I wasn't listening. Let's move on.
Dude. Really? Do you want me to repeat that? Because the fact that you weren't listening.
Are we just gonna have a segment Andrew rants about Street Fighter 4?
5.
In the opposite way that you think
Oh my
5.
god, I'll just tell you what I said before. It doesn't matter if they're coming out with more stuff later. And they advertise a full product and the product's not yet done.
But MMOs do that too.
Nope, but...
And people do judge MMOs on the first day, and they're perfectly
Splatoon did that
correct
too.
in doing that.
MMOs die because they're not ready on the first day. And Splatoon got shit for it too.
Yeah, I
And
know.
Splatoon deserves shit for it. All Splatoon had day one was
4 maps and like...
Was 4 maps.
4
and,
weapons.
Which is comparable to what Street Fighter V has now.
Yes.
And
But
as much as it may be a great game in the future,
like,
as of right now,
this is like
it
early
sucks.
access tier right now.
Okay, I'm not
dude.
gonna say it sucks because that's mean.
No,
I haven't played enough to know.
Incredibly incomplete
But-
and not worth $60 right now.
But I'm saying the base game, with the mechanics, with the features, with the base game, the core of it, is good.
Yes.
Really, I like...
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
What do you want me to say
No,
about that?
no, are you saying like...
What does that have to do
okay,
with a $60 price tag?
But you're paying... Oh, okay, I'm not...
People don't want to pay for it later, right? If you buy the game, you want it to all be ready. It's like you walk into a store and you go, "Oh, that pizza looks really good." Wait, that's a horrible comparison.
Yeah, and then they go make the pizza.
Perfect. Every video game should just come unfinished, and then you wait 5 months, and maybe they'll finish it later after you bought it.
You're gambling on whether what they update is going to be good or not.
No, but the thing is, they've always advertised it as it's going to be a changing game. This is a base that over time will be changing.
No, they advertised it as if you pre-order now, you get the sexy Ryu skin.
No, oh god.
Sexy Ryu, baby.
Because everything I heard about it is like, hey, this is going to be a changing game. This is going to be added on. More stuff is coming in.
If you follow the media that follows it, but not if you're like just someone who's looking and you see a commercial and it goes, oh, Street Fighter 5, that looks super fun.
No, but then that person...
I'll get that for my kid.
No, but that person
and
goes...
your kid's like bored 5 minutes later.
But then that person goes... Okay,
regardless of what they add to Street Fighter, your kid's gonna be bored.
No, you know what I mean.
Street Fighter gets boring pretty fast.
Not to everyone, but if you have
not to everyone.
If you're a kid, I'm pretty sure
if you
Street
have a
Fighter's
decent
gonna get boring.
arcade mode,
no,
kids will
Dawson,
love that shit.
I don't think so, because there's some people who like that.
Dude, I could button mash for hours back in the day. Like I didn't give a shit. I wanted to
got
like
so bored with fighting games.
No, in what was it called?
Do
Soul Calibur 2, they had like this level up system where you can like fight these characters, and then like all of a sudden they'll be like, oh, there's this level 300 character, and you're like, oh shit, can I beat this thing? And then you get really close to beating it, and like it hypes you up. And like you can sort of like level up your characters, like stats and stuff. It doesn't do shit, but people eat that shit up.
Yeah, and I agree. I already agreed that the missing arcade
Also, if you ever
mode...
played Brawl, Subspace Emissary is fucking amazing.
Yeah, it is. But I've already agreed with you that the arcade mode, which is missing, which is coming out next month, is a shame and total bad. And I don't defend that. But as I'm saying right now is that for those people who see the ads, they should be smarter and go look up on the game, look up the stuff about the game, do research. Because when I was a kid...
Oh, and a lot of fighting games, step in, have character customization, which is a huge thing to add in. It adds way more replayability. Which I know Street Fighter's never going to add that, but that's what adds to the $60 price tag.
Customability? Like...
Character customization.
Like...
Soul Calibur's got it.
I know, but like... I'm thinking about all the stuff that we've ever played, and it's never had it.
Even in Schoolgirls, there's at least a shit ton of colors.
Yeah, and there's a shit ton
and
of
a lot
colors
of
in
anime
there.
references. And
Anyway.
Some sweet anime
references.
They're pretty dank.
But all I'm just saying is, like... I mean, when I was a kid, when I saw a game that I liked, and I saw a trailer...
Customizable in Schoolgirls, too.
Yeah. But when I saw the trailers
and you get to customize which move you use in battle.
Can I?
I'm just giving you shit now.
So when I was a kid, when I saw a trailer for a game, I need to make sure that I'm getting my money's worth out of it, and I did my research of the game. I saw if it was good. I saw the reviews. I saw all the stuff.
How'd you do that?
By looking up on the internet.
Parental filters on your internet.
Oh, shut up!
Yeah, I know.
I only had that for like 2-3 years of my life. But I was grounded most of that time, so I couldn't play video games.
Dude, I couldn't do proper research when I was a kid. I was like, dude, this shit looks hype. I want it.
No, I guess I got really...
Dude, I had all the old consoles. I couldn't get any of the good games.
Dude, I got burned out super hard because of Eternal Sonata, where I was really hyped because I saw the trailer for the game, and then I played it and wasn't as interested in the game when I played it, and immediately went... I should really start doing my research on video games more.
Every time I played a game, and if it was shitty, I'd be like, there's probably more behind this part that I'm stuck at. And I just kept trying to go. And if I didn't go far enough, I'm like, oh, I just suck at this game.
Anyway.
I was a dumb kid. But if you had a game and there was still shit to do, I would keep playing that game.
Yeah, I know.
Because I loved how everything looked. I loved the aesthetics.
Dude, the amount of times I've played the original Assassin's Creed is like 20 times. I've played that a lot.
Put so much time in Oblivion.
I know you do.
Dude, anything with character customization, I will just make like all the characters.
Yeah, we're not even talking about anime games. We're just talking about games.
Games in general.
No, but this is part of the tangent section, so it's fine.
Who knows what this is going to be under?
Dude, I don't even put this as a separate video on YouTube.
This is just not even present.
Yeah, this is never present unless it's Dawson talking about manga for like 30 minutes.
It's
I don't.
just the part people.
This
keep trying to
happens when
skip.
I drink a lot of
When I read a lot of manga.
Yeah, the only time I actually put anything in there is when Dawson has his manga corner. But besides Street Fighter 5, which I think is a fantastic core game. I just saw your shit-eating face, Connor. And I've also...
I'm just not saying anything.
Because you know it's gonna swear.
No, I'm just really trying hard to not say anything, and then you keep going, no, but Connor, say something.
Well, because this is a conversation. No, it's the same as...
We talk about something that isn't Street Fighter 5.
Yeah. No, I know. No, it's the same thing as when we had those things about Metal Gear Solid 5 with Hideo Kojima and stuff like that. Which Hideo Kojima, hey, good on you for trying to expand your horizons to anime.
I think he just wants a franchise. He's like, dude, you know, it'd be cool.
No,
you know what I didn't do with Metal Gear? If I make a game and then people like the game enough, I know, but he's like, what if I made a game and people liked it so much it became like
an anime,
like
Tales of
manga.
Vesperia,
shit like Corpse Party or like
Tales of Vesperia, Persona 4.
Yeah.
Like
Persona, Desperia, Corpse Party,
I like that.
Danganronpa.
But no, the thing is when
Persona.
We said Persona. We're gonna say it again. We're gonna go through all the Personas here.
I mean,
3,
Danganronpa's
4,
pretty long.
there is a manga on Persona 4,
recommend the
Persona 4
Danganronpa
Arena,
anime,
and Persona
guys.
4 Ultimax.
I was reading a bit of a
agree, they highly
manga from Danganronpa 2 from.
Was it like a off story? Or?
No, it was from.
Was it a dojinshi?
No, it was from what's his face's point of view.
Oh yeah, you told me about this.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Someone say Dojinshi. No, I'm just kidding.
You want to talk about some? I read some good stuff.
Well,
recently.
I
Did
could
you see the Ultimate Despair Girls diaper fetish Dojinshi?
Anyway, so
Please no.
so
Please, let's not.
but no, the thing is when Kojima actually made his studio, he actually came out and said it's like the studio is not only for games. It's going to be a multimedia studio where we're going to be working on other things that are not only games.
Sooner or later, he's going to be $8 million in debt.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, he's backed by Sony right now.
No,
I-
no one understood the reference there.
Oh.
I watched 3 episodes of
It was the Kanye
part of
reference.
the Monogatari series.
Oh yeah,
It's like Neko Monogatari, but this one's not very good. Bake was great. Nisei was pretty good. And then this one,
Isn't-
it's like
no.
the 4 episodes based around.
No, I heard this one is is like a side story offshoot that
It's a prequel basically.
yeah, and not a lot of people like that anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty shit.
Is that the one with the toothbrush?
No, Toothbrush was Nisei.
Oh, okay.
Nisei was pretty decent actually. The first one, Bake, focuses on the main girls in his harem.
Nisei.
Nisei focuses on his 2 sisters.
Ooh.
And then Neko.
And then Neko is
Focuses on
on
his cats.
it focuses on the girl who's been around from the beginning, who you never got her story.
Oh, okay.
Like the one he starts out knowing, and you're like, how'd he know her?
Okay.
And then you figure out how he knew her. And turns out she's not, her story is less interesting than it seemed previously that they let on.
Okay.
Especially since her cat form is shit.
So,
Oh, it is about the cat.
Her regular form
Aha.
is okay, but her cat form is god awful.
but
She's really
what else
annoying.
What else
Sorry,
did I do?
continue. I
I'm just
haven't
like- it's
finished
a-
it yet because
Yeah.
her cat
And
form
I'm
is
waiting.
that
I'm
awful.
waiting for your anticipated review of it. What else did I watch? I also decided I was really bored, and before I go to bed now, I've been rewatching episodes of Arrested Development. Oh
Solid.
man, season 4 is fantastic, and not a lot of people like season 4, but it's I
Is
think
that the one that takes place
over the span of 5 years.
afterwards?
Yeah,
Didn't like it.
really, I love.
I didn't finish it. I got most of the way through it, and I was like, I stopped being interested.
I thought it was really cool because it was literally all the characters are all separated, and then their stories are all intertwining together, and
Slowly coming back.
and they slowly they're slowly coming back together to be reunited again.
Yeah.
But like like that season 4 ends off on a huge cliffhanger because what happened was I just started watching random episodes or like who was like my favorite character. Like that's the beauty of season 4 is you just
Yeah.
rewatch the episodes with your favorite character, and then you start going through and like okay I like this
Yeah.
character, and then eventually I just decided to restart from the beginning of season 4 and watch it all the way through. And I think it's fantastic. And again, it's my own opinion where I thought the season like a lot of people are with you.
Yeah.
But personally for me, I loved season 4, and I think it's like one of the better seasons. And like again, people will disagree with me on that.
Yeah.
And like I've had arguments with people about that, but I really liked it just because of like, it's like there's a part where like 5 of the family members are all in one location because
Yeah.
there's 3 events going on, like a magic show in one area. No, it was the magic show with Schnoodle, the Opie Awards, and then like a senator giving a speech.
Yeah.
And like you would hear in one storyline, you hear an explosion, and you're like, and then you're like, what caused that explosion? And then you find out who caused the explosion, and then you discovered why the explosion happened, and like you discover all these different.
I saw that part actually.
Yeah, because the explosion happened because a protester wanted to protest the senator,
Yeah.
and decided to do a paint bomb, and then
Yeah.
Job thought it was the magician, so he locked the
Yeah.
thing so he couldn't escape, and then the bomb went off into his face.
Yeah.
So it's things like
Okay, I
that
remember
that
seeing that. Yeah.
it's stuff like that that I really was enjoying, where I was getting really into it because I was like, you would see a character walk onto screen and then say something and then leave, and you go, what is he doing? What is he doing?
Why is he here?
Come back to that guy. I want to like.
Yeah.
I can't wait for his episode. Like, and like again, the season 5 will probably be a different model.
Yeah.
Or when they make it, because they've been in talks about that.
Okay.
But like I'm really excited because it ends off
On a big cliffhanger.
on a huge cliffhanger where every character has a cliffhanger going with them.
Yeah.
Like George Senior has the least amount of cliffhanger, but they're like George Senior has lost all of his testosterone, like, and no one knows why. That's the fact. Michael and George Michael are in the middle of like the spoilers, but the final episode ends with George Michael clocking his dad right in the face because of a thing that happened.
Yeah.
And like it like they're just staring at each other and the episode just ends and you're like, oh,
It's like shit.
Lindsay goes off and like decides to run for senator. Buster gets arrested for a murder of one of the side characters. Like
Damn it.
like there's all these things like
Yeah.
it's like I want to know what's happening like
Yeah. I think the main reason I had problems with it
it was the disjointed storytelling probably.
No, I'm fine with disjointed storytelling. I just felt like the character dynamics weren't quite as
That's what
interesting as
because
they
they're
were
all
previously.
separated. They're all separated, and a
Yeah.
lot of people felt that is that because they're all separated, they didn't have the dynamics within the main cast, which was really solid. Which is a lot of people.
Yeah, which is I think the best part about the original.
Yeah, which is again the dynamics of them.
Yeah.
But I liked what they did with it and how they're trying to transition what they've been doing all this time. And there's a lot of meta humor, and then a lot of characters they did certain things, and you kind of you get pieces of their dynamics. Mm-hmm. And you the thing that I liked about it is it fleshed out the secondary cast comparatively.
Yeah.
Where like originally the show really focused on the main cast, but in this fourth season when they're all spread out, it focuses of growing a large secondary cast of like there's all these different characters and they all have different motives and they actually they all have a piece in this puzzle and they all have stakes in it, but it's like wow, a lot of those guys are morally wrong in a lot of things that they're doing.
Naturally.
But that's where I came up with a joke earlier where where I was referencing is there's a whole thing about let's build the wall.
Oh.
And we're basically like they're just chanting like build that wall, build that wall. But Arrested Development's great. I'm gonna keep rewatching that. I think I'm actually gonna go.
Like It's Always Sunny for a second there.
Yeah, no, I think that's why I enjoyed it so much. But I'm gonna go back to episode 1 and then rewatch.
Just start the whole
rewatch it again.
I'll do that at some point.
Dude, because I like even though you don't enjoy it as much, just like season 4, just try to get through it because there's some really good, solid moment. Like there's a moment where Job he's partying so hard and then he has his forget-me-nots and his forget-me-nots are basically roofies.
Oh, and he keeps repeating the same day because he takes it at the wrong time. Yeah, I got.
He takes it at the wrong time, so then he forgets that he took the roofie, but not of the memories of the previous night.
Yeah, so he keeps trying to take it over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And eventually he gets like syphilis. Like stage 3 syphilis because he doesn't realize he has it.
Yep.
But moving on further, the actual thing that's since we've had this now like 20-minute tangent on non-anime manga stuff is I decided to read Mob Psycho 100, which I've been raving about for this whole time, and I finally caught up. I'm all caught up. I read all of it, and holy shit, I enjoy this so much more than like One Punch Man.
Yeah.
Where like One Punch Man is great. And the hype that we get with One Punch Man is amazing. And I don't think like there's an arc in
I reread the Monster Association by the way.
There's not an arc
Yes, you did.
there's not an arc in Mob Psycho that even tips close to the Monster Association arc, which again is up there in my favorite arcs.
Yeah.
But holy shit is it really good. Like cuz what it does is that it really grows more character development on like this closer cast.
Yeah.
And unlike Saitama, Mob is a super flawed character. And he's like this really awkward kid who really doesn't like talk to anybody. And you see him grow and see him want to improve himself. And you see him change. And like his motivations are the funniest because this is like not spoilers because it happens in the first couple of chapters. most of his motivations of what he does that's not involving taking down a person with his Esper powers, like a lot of the slice of life aspect of it, the main reason he's doing it all is that he likes a girl and he wants to impress her. And so he impressed her by like, hey, check out my psychic powers, and then she's like, but that guy could go finish a race really fast.
And he's like, I'm gonna finish this race.
No, that's not till later.
No.
But and then he tries to finish the race and then he falls and he has anemia. Poor Mob. But it's really, really interesting. And in the most recent arc, yes, it does a kind of power of friendship, power of courage kind of thing, but it does it in such an excellent way where I feel like I really enjoyed the thing that he does. And there are things that I feel like he would do that in return Saitama wouldn't do. Like, there's a lot of human moments with Mob.
Okay.
Where, like, there's one where a girl, like, tries to deceive him and, like, tries to go out with him to, like, make fun of him. And what he does in that situation, like, you really, like, kind of feel for him and kind of, like, yeah, he has such a human moment there that you don't see with Saitama, where Saitama is always just, like, let's go do this shit, or or I'm gonna go punch that monster really hard, or I want to go fight somebody,
or what are you doing in my house,
Yeah.
And you don't really get these,
or it's a sale today.
Yeah, you don't get these really human moments where, like, I don't know, Saitama goes to feed cats or something. Like,
I don't know, Saitama has a lot of slice of life moments to him.
But
like,
you don't.
His big problem in episode 2 is like, oh shit, there's this mosquito. And it's super annoying.
But later on in the series,
or oh shit, this cat just.
I'm talking about later on in the series where they do like a Boros arc, right? Which is the equivalent of the Monster Surgeon, but they do like a Boros arc, and then right after they do the Boros arc, like they immediately start going into the Hero Killer arc, right? With Garo, like almost immediately, because they introduce King and they go right into Garo. With Mob Psycho, there's a good 20-30 chapters in between the two major arcs where they're just putzing around and doing things and developing characters, and like developing Reijin, his master, developing his brother, developing a lot of the other psychics, developing Mob as, like, there are moments where like there's a part where there's a villain in like one of the sub arcs where he straight up goes, yo, I'm gonna break you, and the stuff that he does to try to break Mob is just, wow, you're right, and you kind of feel like this guy's kind of right with his morals in a way, and you kind of see like, maybe these people don't deserve to live, why are you sparing them, Mob, kind of mentality. Like, that's the mentality you get in the thing, but then it kind of comes to a very heartwarming conclusion to it. And I don't feel like you get that dilemma with Saitama. You don't get this dilemma where Saitama has to choose not to kill somebody. Like, when he fights Guro, what happens? He just kind of goes like, okay, I'm not gonna kill you. Go off on your own.
Well, it was more like, that's not even a question, is the way he kind of put it. It's like, he's human, what are you guys talking about? And everyone else is like, no, kill him. And I felt the person who had actually a moment there was Bang.
Yeah.
Bang was the only person who was like, I don't know about this.
But that's the thing where with like Mob Psycho, where with Saitama, with One Punch Man, a lot of the side cast gets developed a lot more.
They're like the actual characters.
The actual characters. Where here, Mob is the character, and you like.
Saitama is just like the grouchy old man that like comes out every so often and just resolves all the issues.
But like Mob is like that too. Mob is like that too. Where there's a moment where. During one of the huge arc, Mob is like sleeping and resting the whole time because of what happened the previous day, pretty shocked him, and so he's like resting the whole entire time, and the characters go off and go do their own fights, which I do have to say, comparative to One Punch Man has a lot more better fights in a way. Yeah. And I feel like that's because of the rushed drawing of it. And how Mob Psycho is a lot more well drawn because it's more of an official manga compared to.
Wait, so One Punch has better fights, you said, or worse fights?
Yeah, it has better fights because there's multiple moments where like they cut away and then they cut back and then everyone's been defeated or something. Like specifically in the most recent arc, that's what I remember.
In Mob Psycho, okay.
Yeah, where like literally it's like they cut away and then cut back and then like everyone's been taken down. And it's like, okay, like That's fine for what's going on because it's not really the focus, but there's stuff like that going on. But like Mob is basically that grouchy old man, but he's more of like not a grouchy old man in a way, but he's the guy that literally he walks up and everyone's like kind of having trouble with the guys they're fighting, and he kind of just comes in and demolishes everything. Or in the case of one person where the one guy goes, "Nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. I defeated 30 psychics like right here, but I'm good." You go have your fun. But besides that, Mob Psycho, excellent. You're thinking of reading it.
I'll read it at some point.
I think you'll like it a lot more than One Punch Man because
I think I would.
Like just the stuff that I was talking about.
Yeah.
And holy dude, one has amazing art.
Sometimes.
He has amazing art. But it's like
it's very important to put in.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, that's what I did with my week. I knew I was gonna take a while with that one.
Oh.
So weekly manga.
What do we have to talk about?
Yukio Holder, Jutsuwa, Shokugeki, and My Hero Academia.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's our normal amount.
I know, but it feels like a lot for some reason. These things happen from time to time.
Okay, let's start with
Yukio Holder. Yeah.
Dude, so we were about 12 chapters off?
Yeah, our prediction was we would see a gathering of
characters at chapter 100.
Yes, and we were 12 chapters off as
at chapter 12
is where
the large gathering of characters
from Negima
there's somebody who was like, wow, this is super rushed, and I was like, no, it isn't.
Dude, I was expecting this to happen a long time
not
ago.
only is it not rushed, but A, they did a huge plot dump, B, all these characters were all introduced beforehand except for Zazie.
Zazie just shows up. I was like, oh, I forgot about you, Zazie.
No, remember we had a
I mean, I know we like recognize Zazie, but when characters were showing up, I'm like, okay, we have class rep.
Class rep. Chachimaru, because those two would be the live ones.
We have what's her face that we already met already, Mana. And I was like, okay.
Sayo was the big surprise.
Sayo was there, and I was like, okay, I expected that.
Because she's a ghost, and
she's at the school, it would make sense. Yeah. And then Zazie shows up, I'm like, fuck, Zazie, I forgot about you.
She has more lines than she ever had in Negima.
I know.
Total. In one chapter.
Really?
Yeah, somebody actually did the math. Like, she has more lines in Yukio Holder than she does in Negima.
That's pretty hilarious.
That it was an issue with the whole publisher thing at the end. But, huge plot drop of stuff that we technically already knew, but like it's more verified now. Where basically, Major Beginning basically takes over people's bodies after they defeat them,
and then slowly but surely,
takes control over the body.
Yeah, it doesn't start right away. It takes
that's
a little
why
bit of time.
That's why a lot of people were saying where Nagi, when he beat the Major Beginnings, he was still able to have a kid, able to do all the stuff, rebuild the world. And then when Negi came, and then his last moment before he fully got taken over was when he gave Negi the staff.
Yeah.
And then with Negi, he was able to do a lot of those things. He was no, he didn't really have a lot of time.
Negi?
Because he immediately after he beat the Major Beginnings, he disappeared.
No, he was fighting for a while.
Oh yeah, he's still fighting.
Somebody fought with him at one point. Who had memories of fighting with him?
No, that was 20 years ago when they fought the Major Beginnings.
Oh. Mm-hmm. I guess he didn't have a lot of time.
Yeah. Well, no, what I think it is that he's just been doing stuff in the background.
Okay.
And slowly, because remember, they're talking about how Negi is still fighting.
Yeah.
Fighting the Major Beginnings.
Yeah.
But oh man.
Oh yeah, he was sighted recently, so that's.
Yeah, and you could tell.
Quite a lot. And
remember, Toda goes, "There's a lot of pain on his face," and he's like, "That's because he's fighting the Major Beginnings within himself."
Yeah.
Because she's trying to take over. Oh, man.
Yeah, and chapter ended on two girls.
Konoka and Setsuna's kids.
Supposed children.
No, a lot of people are like, oh, I get it. Because since Konoka and Setsuna are both girls, they just made kids.
I guess.
Like, they clone kids.
Interesting.
Possibly. I wouldn't be that surprised. It'd be fun for Toda to have some clone friends.
Yeah, and I think they're clone friends. That's why they're calling him that's why they called him Oni-chan.
Oh yeah. Okay, that would make sense. I mean, okay, that's just a term of endearment though. Like for
they're brother.
Dude, that happens all the time.
But they have the same last name.
I guess. I mean, they probably are clones, but I'm saying Orimo.
Kureneko?
Not Kureneko.
No, Kureneko does it too.
She does it too?
Yeah.
Yeah, she does it.
Ayase does it. She calls him Onisama.
But a lot of those, but in Orima specifically, they do that out of the joke because they keep joking around that he's in love with his sister, which he actually.
Yeah, but they do that in a lot more than just that. Like, a little girl meets an older guy character that helps her out. She's like, "Thanks, Oni-san."
I've played P3. Yeah. There's the.
It happens to everyone.
It's the little girl in the park who calls you Oni-chan. Yeah.
Exactly. Like all sorts of characters does that. But yeah, there probably are clone friends.
But yeah,
plus we had some characters say. Who was it? Somebody's like, "Oh, we really don't give a shit that you're a clone."
Yeah.
Negi wouldn't care.
Negi doesn't care. Like,
yeah, I mean, we knew Negi wouldn't care and doesn't care about that.
Like, dude.
But
the fact that he was like, dude, I have like somebody who actually has my DNA. Fuck yeah.
He's like,
ooh. Hey, pats on the shoulder. Keep the stream going.
Yeah, it's like it's good.
Keep the. Hey, he goes, "Hey, is your harem strong?" He's like, "I don't know." He's like, "Your harem's strong, man."
He's like, "Your harem keep
that pit pan strong." Oh man, now I'm just thinking of Gangster Negi talking.
God damn it. But yeah, lots of things happening in Yuku Holder.
Yeah, lots of things happening.
Lots of things happening in everything we're reading.
Yeah, Jitsuwa, lots
Maybe
of
not
things.
Jitsuwa.
No, well,
kind of.
Jitsuwa. No, she's the one deceiving him.
Oh yeah, this was what's his face getting his Oka. Oka? Is it Oka?
No, Oka's the other friend. The Bushido guy.
I don't remember his.
The Bancho guy. That's all.
Yeah, he's got the super adult face.
Yeah, but he's the Bancho character where he like. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we should totally all go get like reference books.
Yeah, he's like, let's get reference books. Sensei, come help us. And then
no, I love the
like
that team up of Akane and Genjiro is the funniest combo. It's like he can resist candy.
He's like, oh god. He's just sitting there like, what's going on?
With those faces, okay. I feel like I'm not saying that it's starting to become repetitive, but that I notice is always the last page ends off on like. Just that look up into the sky character face grinning or like
it's like don't worry we understand and the other character being like no
but I feel like don't. Even though like that always happens like but that's the punchline where like the whole chapter is leading up to that one punchline at the end.
Yeah, it's like don't worry we understand.
And I like the like the minimalist like dot design where it's like two dots and like a line for a face. Every time like she was trying to like get him to do something.
She's like, I got this. Yeah, just so it was pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, we really don't have to talk much about to the extent of that because it's literally like, what were the good jokes in Jitsuwa and was it solid this week? And usually
the answer is yes and yes. Yeah.
Shokugeki.
Shokugeki.
I'm gonna be so mad if he loses.
Yeah. I will be too.
Because like I felt
No, I think what's gonna happen here is the guy that just pulled out his machines is gonna be his own downfall because he can't use the machines quite right.
Yeah.
Especially since the judges who are judging it right now have tried
her cooking.
Whatever her face is cooking.
Yeah.
So they know what can be done with proper scientific tools.
Yeah, scientific cooking. Yeah.
Whatever they call it, gastronomy.
Gastronomy, yes.
Yeah, what can be done with gastronomy. So his is going to be subpar compared to hers, whereas other dude's going to win.
This is the one time I'm going to be disappointed on who wins. Like, because if Central Guy wins, then that basically he's just become a jobber. One of the top candidates from last year is like a jobber for these guys. And, like, if Soma's able to beat him, it's like, then he's better than him? Like, no.
Yeah.
Like, that shouldn't be right. That's why I'm going to be really disappointed if he loses. Because, like, he's such a, like, if it was anybody but him, if it was, like, if it was, what's it called? The meat chick. Like, if she loses, I would have been fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been fine. But the fact that if he loses...
Yeah. Basically, right now... him, the
curry guy, and her
Takumi.
Takumi has Takumi doesn't have a fight because
no, he doesn't have a fight. But I'm saying, if he lost, basically those two and him,
if any of those
can't lose right now.
No, but even if they, but then the problem is if they win, then the central guys just look like two-dimensional villains, and that's the issue.
Yeah,
here.
it's
he
a
wrote
bit of a
himself in a
problem.
bad corner. We're like, last week we were really excited about it, and then we thought about the actual repercussions of it, and we were like, wait a second, if anybody actually wins this fight, it's bad.
Okay, here's the thing though, because they're underlings.
Did we talk about last week's chapter?
I don't know if we did.
I don't know, whatever.
But whatever. I'm pretty sure Lolly Girl, who's like holding her teddy bear,
yeah.
she could whip.
She could whip those guys back.
Yeah,
and
she
forth
could
up
whip
there.
all of them.
Yeah.
So this is really a fight between people on generally the same level. So
Yeah.
we
and
still know Central's OP,
but
regardless.
I don't
of what,
want like.
we also
The
I feel
problem
like
is-
what confirmed that he's gonna lose is the fact that at one point he acknowledged in the chapter that he was a side character. Like they made a joke
Yeah.
about it. They're like, "Get out of here, you side character." And he's like, "I'm not a side character." It's like, "No, you're a side character."
Well, they're very. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of the wrong anime. I thought of Luck and Logic for a second. I was
That
like,
reminded me of Flashy Flash, honestly. I don't remember boasting about my speed like some side character.
no, but yeah, I'm just kind of thinking we're like the only issue is that either or whoever wins, like I would be really disappointed. Like I don't know who's gonna win because I'm
Yeah.
like this is the one point where like during the tournament I knew who was gonna win almost every
Yeah.
match, but this one I don't know who's gonna win, and the fact that I don't know who's gonna win, but the fact is either or who wins or loses
Yeah.
is just like a disappointment, and the only thing that could ever make this that could save this bad situation that he's rooted in is A, write it really well,
Yeah.
which I highly doubt.
Yeah.
B, they tie, which is that would be the most suitable thing from in my head because
We've
then
already had a tie though.
no, we haven't.
That's how Soma got in, wasn't it?
No, that's how he got into the tie. 'Cause
Oh,
for him to tie again, that'd be you're right.
yeah.
Okay, cancel that.
We already had a tie.
Okay, you know what? He has to write it really well. Or the most outlandish statement is that a bomb explodes and then everyone dies. Or I don't know.
I don't know. I'll be satisfied as long as what they cook is interesting.
I guess.
I mean, I know that's like all of Shokugeki, but as long as I find what they cook interesting and how they got to cooking that interesting,
'Cause the
I'm
thing is,
satisfied with Shokugeki.
I don't want him to lose because I don't want him to be a jobber, but I don't want him to win because the other guys basically built himself as this villain character, like generic villain character of, you think that you're so good, every one of us can do that.
You know
same
what?
thing."
He's gonna be, because they set him up as an ex-member of the gastronomy club.
Yeah.
I think what's gonna happen is, cool dude with the headband is going to win. And the other guy is going to be kicked out of Central, but because the club can stay, they're going to take him back into the club, and he's going to get a little redemption arc.
That's
the
what I
same
feel.
as the same
I
as
don't know
Nikumi.
why. I don't feel. That's the thing is. I
And
feel
he's
like
going to
that's the most
become a
typical-
character like
that's the most
Nikumi, except he's not a part of Soma's
That's the
harem.
most typical answer, though.
It really is. So maybe that won't happen. We'll see.
I don't know. The
I really
problem
don't know
is-
what's going to happen.
This is the one point where I'm like, I know where there's 9 paths. That like this is the one point problem I have
They
with
can pull
Shokugeki.
out a crazy reference and then like
That's the-
absolutely destroy the storyline.
But the thing that I like, the one thing that like always disappointed with Shokugeki is like I always know, like there's always like 9 paths that it could take down, and like it's because I've read so many of these shonen stuff before that you could kind of start guessing plot lines after a couple.
Yeah.
And like 9 of them are disappointing in my head, and like the one mysterious one, which is the wild card, is the most interesting one.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that wild card is.
Yeah. I just care about whether the cooking's interesting. And if the cooking's interesting and different from what we've seen before, I'm like, okay, this is cool. I like this, and then I'm good. Speaking of interesting things happening...
Oh yeah, My Hero Academia.
My Hero Academia.
Which I don't know if I should have expected that ending or not have expected that ending.
All of them coming together.
Yeah. Like, for some reason, I don't know, I felt like I should have, but then I wasn't disappointed by that decision that they
I
made.
was not at all.
Because that was such a cool thing where, well, there was 2 storylines in this.
Yeah.
The first one was dealing with
The gas fight.
The gas fight to Takoyomi. And then they're like, who do you want to save? Do you want to save him or do you want to save Kachan over there?
Yeah.
Because me and you could sit here and fight this back.
Yeah.
But then that could mean that like Kachan could be captured,
Yeah.
or you could go help him, but then I won't be able to fight him back,
Yeah.
and we could lose him, and like. Your choice, man, is like, I'm gonna do both. And that's the most stereotypical shonen
Yeah, of
hero.
course he's gonna do both.
That's the most stereotypical shonen hero to do. But just the delivery of it
Yeah.
was what made me like
what made it so good?
was just like them fighting, and then suddenly Black Thing just comes out of nowhere and just like, oh,
person, and he's like, what? Deku's like, what's up, guys? And Kachan's like, fuck this.
I don't need you to save me.
He's like, don't come here. Yeah, Kachan's gonna fuck it up, but it's
He's
gonna work
so
out
pissed
in the
off
end.
right now. He's
pretty
so
mad.
pissed off.
I did like most of the gas storyline.
The gas storyline was really cool because that's class B.
Yeah.
That's class B that we're
Class
talking.
B's.
Those are
that
two
was
ca-
Class B's metal dude, right?
Yeah, class B is Metal Dude and class and
The big hands girl.
yeah,
from
big
Class
hands deal.
B.
Yeah, and I really like that cool. Like that was such a cool fight where it was like the guy was like, ha, "You can't beat me," and like
He's like, look, I can read right through you dumbass. And then the other girl comes up, she's like, screw that, I can read right through you. And then right as that happens, he's like, wait, I can too. Fuck this. And
I just like that solid. That just the impact and the punch. Oh, it was just it was so satisfying when
he's like, wait, I'm dumb, but that guy's wearing a gas mask. I'm pretty sure he needs that gas mask. That's not just for style. I'm gonna break it.
I'm gonna break that gas mask. But yeah, it's really like just that punch was such a solid punch that I really, really liked it. But I really liked how the two storylines were doing that. And it's really interesting. Like, man, are these villains just jobbers? Like, I feel like.
I don't know.
Okay, well, the gas mask guy I never had hopes for. And the other one gave actually Deku a run for his money.
Yeah.
And the only reason why he lost is because he underestimated him.
Yeah.
But then I'm not expecting much from S&M guy.
Yeah,
But I'm expecting a
S&M
lot.
guy.
Yeah, pretty hardcore.
And I'm expecting a lot from Pigtail, Yandere girl.
Yeah, Yonder, that's gonna be a really... They haven't shown that fight yet.
The real cat fight, you mean? Like,
The real cat fight is what I'm waiting for.
and I really
hope it's good.
I really like the fact that each one of these villains all kind of are under the same banner, but they all have their different morals.
Yeah.
They're all different
Exactly.
like they've all have different morality of like what they believe in and stuff like that. Where like I like that part where the reptile guy he gets taken down by one of the cat girls just because he does the moment to save Deku because he's like he's been marked.
Yeah.
He's worthy of taking the mantle of being a hero.
Yeah, so he's like, I'm not gonna attack that guy.
I'm not gonna let anyone hurt him because he's worthy of being a hero.
Yeah, because that guy's following the hero killers.
Yeah, hero
logic. But a lot of the other
isn't the Yandere girl also following hero killer logic? Or
I think she's just really into
Yandere.
really Yandere
Over here,
about
him.
Not him, but somebody. Was she Yandere about him?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was about Hands, dude.
No, it's
Hands all over.
No. It's about hero killer.
Oh.
I appreciate the vagueness, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like that moment where it was like from the previous week where it's like you can see the morality between all these different villains of like
they're obviously different.
Yeah, like
and interesting.
And they're all different and interesting, and they're not just original training arc like villains where it was like, oh, they're bad. They're just villains. They just want to kill kids. And then
villains.
But now these guys are all like, no, like you could tell which ones are gonna come back later and which ones are gonna just job right now.
Yeah, exactly.
For example, Gas Mask guy was a total jobber.
Yeah, he was not coming back.
And like I really hope Yandere Girl comes back in some point in the future.
Yeah, I really like Yandere Girl. I find her interesting.
Did you see the fan art? Not the fan art. The art that the author did on Valentine's Day.
No.
He drew a picture of her for Valentine's Day and said Happy Valentine's Day.
That's good. My favorite's still Frog Girl though.
You know,
still waiting for Frog Girl.
Oh god, that fight's gonna be great. Frog Girl versus Yandere.
I just can't wait for that.
No, Dawson. That's the thing. He knows everyone wants to see that fight.
He knows. Dude, he set it up like that on purpose. And we're all just sitting here like, when are we gonna get to see it?
Like, because we're getting two fights right now, which is the Todoroki Todoroki, Takoyaki, the Todoroki and Bakuga,
Yeah.
and then the Takeyomi things. Which I really like the fact that we're now I like the incremental introduction of characters.
Yeah.
Well, technically we knew who Arm Guy was and what his powers were, but the fact
we're
that
actually getting
more
time with it.
I
now.
love the little animation, the little drawing they did of him.
Oh,
saying,
it's this is more about how his power works.
yeah, and there's it's A-okay if he loses his arms.
Yeah.
It's fine. But yeah.
Yep.
I'm really excited to see where it's going.
Yeah.
Is Manette just chilling? Oh, and Manette's back at the base.
Who knows what Manette's doing?
I love Manette just because
so strange.
he's the strangest character.
Fucking weird.
He's super weird and I love just his powers are weird.
His powers are weird. His character his character motivations are not weird, but it's weird that they're working.
Yeah.
It's really weird that they're working.
His character motivations are weird. His character is weird. Everything about him is weird, and that's why I just love Manette. Because every time Manette's on screen, it's because he's a huge coward. He's such a huge coward, but he's the best huge coward.
He's so weird.
I love his training
We'll get more Manette soon.
I love his training involves him just taking the balls off of his head.
He's like, oh god,
I'm bleeding, but I have to keep pushing myself to the limits. It's like Laser Guy. His was just shooting the laser, just keep continuously shooting the laser. Yes. And Uraka's was just trying to float in her bubble.
She's like, I got this.
I could be anti-gravity myself.
Yeah. So things are going well.
I really enjoy My Hero Academia, and eventually Connor will be on within this talk of us talking about My Hero Academia as well.
Yeah, indeed.
Maybe one day before the podcast ends.
Yeah,
whenever that is.
That mythical date that we don't know of.
Indeed.
Now let's move on to winter anime, which
we haven't watched anything.
We watched a couple things.
Andrew and I raised our flags for a bit.
So, I will keep reinstating this is the most meh season so far. And I think the fact that I'm really excited for spring season doesn't help the fact that this season is not as great as I want it to be.
Yeah.
Because I look over at spring season and I'm like, at least seven
There's
of those.
so much hope in the future.
7 of those are going to be solid. As a rock.
But one of our sleepers totally is kicking ass right now.
Oh, yeah. Konosuba?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Konosuba's great. There was a new episode earlier this week that we still need to watch.
That's always fun just to kind of watch. It's like a lighten up kind of.
After our Anohana thing, we were we need to go watch Konosuba.
Why did you guys never come?
Did you guys? Oh, okay.
Is that
Dawson.
the cliffhanger?
Yeah. Okay. So Dawson. So in a I think we told you about this. In a previous episode of Konosuba, they kept shooting explosion magic at
so he cursed them
at the castle. Yeah. So he curses them
with the death curse. If you don't come to my castle in 3 days, you'll die. And then Aqua just heals her.
Yeah.
And gets rid of the curse.
And then this week...
At the end of this episode, the guy comes back and goes, why didn't you come to my castle? I've been waiting for 3 days. I never came.
No, I think this episode had me laughing a lot more than some of the other episodes. Because, okay...
New character is great.
No, not only that. But
is he a one-off, do you think?
I think he might be a one-off. But I really like the fact... I really like just Aqua's time in the lake. So, their quest this week, Dawson...
Yeah.
...was... go clean up the lake.
And you know how Aqua's like a god of water?
Yeah.
So basically, she just has to sit in a lake.
And it'll purify it.
Yeah, it'll purify it. But the problem is...
The reason it needs to be purified is because there's giant crocodiles. So they buy her a shark cage. And they put her in the water.
And no, but here's the funny part about this quest, too. It's because of the Dullahan moving in, there's no more lower level quests. All the 1-star, 2-star quests are gone. So this is a 7-star quest. So way out of their range. Yeah. So they're we can't fight them. We can't defend her. What do? Let's put her in a cage and just put her there. And so basically they just sit there, and the rest, the main 3 characters are just sitting there watching Aqua.
If you get into trouble, just tell us and we'll pull you out.
And then she gets attacked by alligators, and they're should we help her? And they're Nah.
She got it.
She got it. And so for like 5 hours, they just watch her scream in agony as she's trying to like defend, like not get hurt by alligators.
I think she was telling them not to pull her back in, though.
But what I was laughing so hard is that so they bring her back, or like they
She
go.
goes, I don't want to leave this cage. The world outside is scary.
And she has
She's like total Stockholm
So
syndrome.
a dude who actually, one of the people who died and actually chose a weapon,
Yeah.
comes in and he has like this posse of people because he's super famous for having the weapon and stuff.
Yeah.
And he sees her in a cage and he goes, "Oh no, the goddess!"
But the thing is, the goddess is she's singing like a little song about like how she's trapped in a cage like a slave.
I'm going to be sold or something
And I'm
like
gonna be
that.
so, and they're like, dude, shut up.
why are you singing this? We're walking through town.
And then like the guy comes in and like tries to save her, and then like he has a match with the main character who has his theft ability.
This is straight out of the edgy Shield Hero story. Like this same exact plot line happens.
But in a comedic way.
Yeah.
And then so he steals his legendary sword from him, and so he comes back later and goes, "Hey, where's my sword? I want it back."
He
And
sell it?
And he sold it.
Of course.
because he even asked Aqua, was like, "Hey, what was this thing?" He's like, "Oh, he got this super cursed sword that only works for him."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Okay, well, I can't do anything with it. I'm just gonna sell it."
Solid choice.
But Konosuba, sleeper hit of the season. Oh man, that's great. We like laugh out loud.
I'm ready to see the cliffhanger. Like,
Yeah, I'm ready. My body is ready. I love these characters. I like where this is going.
Yeah.
We haven't watched Erase, which we will do.
Haven't watched Erased.
Which
Two episodes behind on Grimgar.
Did we even? No, we aren't. We're only one.
I haven't watched Dimension W.
Yeah, we're only on one.
We're super behind
Oh.
on everything.
We're on 5. I
Is
haven't.
there anything we're caught up on?
We're caught up on Konosuba. No,
Besides-
We're caught up on
Konosuba.
Gundam.
yeah, me and Connor are
You're
caught up
not
on
even caught up on Konosuba.
Oh wait, that's not the theme anymore.
Yeah. So, well, technically, I don't know if we talked about Erase last time. Erase was really good 2 weeks ago.
Did we? I feel like we must have.
Okay, well, we'll watch
we always
Erase.
talk about Erased.
Yeah, we'll watch Erase and then talk about it next week. But oh man, I'm ready for the cliffhanger.
Chocolate
Oh,
guy
I know.
got in the mech.
Oh,
So that was fun.
oh yeah. Okay.
Andrew,
Oh wait,
needs to
wait,
explain a trope
wait,
really quick.
Wait, no. I also caught up to BBK Bianche because I actually like kind of enjoy that show for what it is, and I wanted, after Thomas decided to watch all of Samurai Flamenco, I was like, you know what? I need my daily dose of tokusatsu. I need I need that Red Ranger, Blue Ranger, Ice Cold, Hot Cold, the Pink Ranger, the Green. I want that. And the closest I get is BBK Bianche, and as I told you guys, the writing is mediocre at best.
Of course.
But I still enjoy it for what it is. It's like I'm gonna have to say it's probably my most solid 6 out of 10.
So Andrew's about to tie me down and make me watch it.
Oh no, no. Oh yeah, we're gonna watch that. 3 episodes of Divine Gate. Let's do
Have
this.
fun, guys. Because I'm not watching that.
No, but I really like BB. Like I really enjoy watching I don't like it, but I really enjoy BBK BRK. Like there was a moment where I got up and I was like, I could probably like go do some shit and then come back and nothing will have changed,
Yeah.
and nothing did change.
Of course.
That's
That's how I feel about Sword Art. Like,
you're
watching it, you're like, this obviously isn't the best thing that's ever been made or written in the world, but it caters to my tastes, and it's quite a bit of fun.
Oh yeah, and this caters like strictly to my taste. I'm like, yeah, I want to see.
That's what I wanted to see.
I want to see, and they did this whole tournament section where the 4 kings fought against their relatives, like or people that they know. Like so, for example, like the fedora guy killed the right hand's father.
Yeah.
The pink haired girl, she has to fight her uncle. Who else is there? Oh. There's a traitor. There was a traitor that betrays them, and so Edgelord has to go fight the traitor.
Yeah.
And then green-haired girl was in love with one of the four emperors and has to fight him. And that was such a great fight where it was just like his power is to like basically recall memories and stuff like that, like make them recall their own memories and stuff like that. So the whole fight, he's literally like fucking with her. He's like, hey, remember all those good times we had? Hey, yeah, you got big breasts now, and like basically like like basically like totally like
Are you just yelling at the screen? Just fuck already.
yeah, like no, like harassing her, and she's just like trying to like, and she's just like not taking any of it, but he's being like this huge shit, and like it was such a like that was kind of a satisfying conclusion when he loses, and he's just like, and but I think it's approaching that point where literally the four kings and the four characters have to fight together. I don't know. Who knows what's gonna happen? I don't care much about this. But besides BBK BRK, there was no Dengashi Kashi last week, so I didn't have my. That's the reason why I watched BBK BRK.
Oh, because
I was like, I was trying to watch the OVA for Durara, but I just couldn't do it because I was doing I was hanging out with everybody. So I was like, I need something to just play in the background.
Yeah.
I need Dengashi Kashi. No, you Dengashi Kashi.
And
I'll go watch this other anime.
Yeah.
Dimension W we missed. Whoops. Divine Gate.
Way back on.
kind of doing that. Durara, still solid, really great. That was a really great episode. I can't remember everything that happened in that episode.
Moving on.
Wait. I remember something big did happen, but I can't remember.
It was after the three characters met in the last episode.
No.
Right.
We're
trying to jog your memory.
We're back a little bit on Gate, so we'll watch it eventually. We left off on that moment where we're really frustrated and we don't know how that's resolved. Also, PSA, according to Mother's Basement, please change your openings.
Yeah.
That was a really good fight.
It was pretty good.
Grimgar, we're backed up. Konosuba we talked about, and we're backed up on everything else. But me and Connor could talk about, in my opinion, the best episode of Gundam so far.
It was pretty nice. There's a lot of really nice animation going into this one, and
it was the
down to earth one.
Yeah, so Gundam always has a specific section of the quota. You need your quota fight. You need to have your earth fight. You need to have your gravity fights.
Yeah.
Then you need to have your let's fight in a open galaxy, like open space.
Yeah.
And then you have to have your asteroid fight, like in the asteroid belt. And then you have to have fight while you're descending down Earth's gravity.
Of course.
As you're trying to get into Earth's gravity and you're burning up.
Yeah.
That, this episode had that fight.
Had that one.
And I'm not familiar with other Gundams.
Yeah.
But I really like the use of ships in this one, where you saw it before you dropped off, but they were using the ships in the fights.
Yeah.
And on this one,
That just reminded me of the dumbass scene. It's like, you can't control two ships at once.
Watch it! And then it just... So...
He plugs two fucking ships into his back.
So, basically, you know how they have the thing that they can control things? So one of the characters plugs himself into to be able to, properly navigate the ship in a better... because they could drive the ship, obviously.
Yeah.
But he's able to really drive it, he's connected to the system.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with the Gundams, where basically the movements of the mechs are what their movements would be. And so the way that they do it is there's a blockade on Earth. Basically they know they're coming and they want to stop it.
Yeah.
And so they're like, how do we get onto Earth? And so what they do is that they take a scrapped ship and they fly it in front of their own ship. And they basically use it as a shield. And then when they blow up that ship creates chaff grenades.
Yeah.
That basically block all, radar. But what's really great is, again, Connor's line where, watch me plug in two ships. Plugs in two ships. After the whole thing's over, he just goes, guys, was I cool?
He's bleeding all over the place.
He's bleeding all over the place.
Was I cool?
But so, what that was it was a distraction so that the ship could drop off a smaller ship that will go into Earth's orbit with the actual main cast in it.
Okay.
And then afterwards they cleared the chaff grenades, and then that ship crashed, not crashed, but basically, hit another ship, opening it up, but since it hit with the tip, it doesn't get damaged itself, but opens up the other ship. So then the blockade, they're all focused on making sure everyone who's in that ship doesn't die in Earth's gravity. So basically pulling all the resources over there.
Yeah.
And then So then it comes to this cool fight where we talked about it the other time where they're now down to like they're up to 3 Gundams back to back fighting, and there's this really cool like fight between like the main 2 guys who are like pursuing them and them, and then there's a trope that Connor was mentioned earlier. So in the original Gundam, there was a character named Char and Amuro. Those are the 2 main characters, Char and Amuro. They were on opposite sides. One was part of the Earth Federation. The other part was part of the Zeon Nation. Again, I'm not an expert on Gundam.
Yeah.
And the thing about those 2 is that the way that Gundam works is that there's a spectrum of good and evil, and usually the main characters are on opposite sides, but in the middle of that spectrum of good and evil, where they have their reasons for doing things. And so there's a character that's basically what everyone has called like parallel world Char. And then to even harden that even more, there's a part where MC is fighting, and then they're about to get overrun by more mechs. And then a red mech, which is most notable, the most notable thing is Char always had a red mech, flies in and just like back-to-back fighting mechs in the space as they're going down to Earth gravity. And then there was a really cool moment where they're going down to Earth's gravity, and Mika, he's over here, and the ship... They were using the ship.
Someone tries to attack Mika because he's like, no, you'll never get to Earth or whatever.
Well, he was trying to attack the ship, and Mika was right next to him, so he decided to fight him. And which creates they're burning up, having a sword fight. They're on fire, and like it's really cool.
Shit, Mika can't get to the ship in time
because they're using the ship as the blast shield.
Burn up or something.
Yeah, it's gonna burn up on landing because So Earth's gravity.
Instead, after he kills the guy, he surfs down to Earth using his mech.
Of course.
He takes the body and just uses it as the shield. I'm like, that's actually a really, really
fun.
really cool idea.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Because it's like you need a blast shield. What do you use? Well, there's a dead body right here.
Might as well.
But yeah, I think a lot of people agreed. It was like that was probably one of the best episodes of Gundam. Of like, it was the nice balance of like a lot of the background stories of the politics and stuff like that, combined with
also a character died. He wasn't that important though.
Oh yeah, the guy who he was surfing down the body with.
No,
dude, that guy's not dead.
The guy who got
that guy's
speared?
not dead. That guy's not dead.
Oh, he's
dude.
It's left to be seen.
It's left to be seen, but he's probably gonna come back later.
I thought he died.
He's not dead.
I want to come back as like a mecha person, like a cyborg.
Oh man, Dawson never got to that part of Code Geass.
Thank God.
All right, moving on.
But besides that, I think
we're pretty much done.
Yeah, we're pretty much done.
Cool.
So.
This was a faster, and everything else was really long though.
I feel like this is one of our longer casts.
Yeah.
Which is funny because we didn't have like any weeklies to talk about.
Well, we did talk about a lot of other superfluous stuff, which will not be added into
Street Fighter 5.
Hello.
But anyway, thank you for listening, and goodbye, and good night.
It's a